I can. Okay,
Go for it.
um, we succeeded in our mission to get our foot in the door in establishing official relationships with um, the cat folk who live at the upper river. Um, uh, last session we managed to go through their trials, um, and while we did not pass the trial per se, we were granted audience with the pharaoh who led the cat folk, and through negotiations, they're willing to open up trade and official relations when if we protect the trade route and such, and they see us as great warriors for doing that. But we were also given a task to retrieve a was it a scepter from
A scepter, yes.
Yeah, a scepter from the nearby gnomes and their automatons after they raided a important tomb for the predecessor. I'm pretty sure. And once we get this scepter, then they'll officially seal the negotiations.
Yes. To provide you with more details on the scepter, it is a powerful relic of the cat people of the river here, and their scouts have tracked the orcs and the gnomes to an area known as the Tomb of Meowhotep.
God damn it.
If you didn't expect puns and bad jokes by now,
Should I just leave? Should I just leave for this session? Can we just do that? Like, if this is what the sentence is going to be about, then do I really need to be here for that?
Yes.
I'm kidding.
See,
I'm
well,
kidding.
I'm loving
Larisha, there's automatons potentially.
Yes, I know.
I'm personally loving the puns, so
I am very much. Here's the. That's why I'm sticking it out. But these are physically painful.
I love puns.
Dreamy.
Same.
I know you're listening. I have to know. Dreamy, how many of these were you doing?
None.
That does not sound like you're being. Can I roll an insight check on that? That does not
Roll an
sound
insight
like
check
you're
for
being
life.
truthful.
I was as blindsided by Meowhotep as everyone else.
Okay, I'm rolling insight anyway. I don't trust you now.
That's fair.
Meowhotep was entirely my idea.
Okay, all right.
Trust me, why should they trust you?
Look, I'm okay. Dreamy, I have a request.
Hit him with something?
Yes. Well, yes and no. I was gonna say, like, if one of them, like, if he drops one that's especially bad, flick his forehead, please. Thank you.
I think not.
You don't get a say in this, mister.
Sure, I do.
You don't get a say in this.
This is a good way to get rocks fall, you die.
Look, on the bright side, it means I wouldn't have to listen to puns anymore. Anyway, I'm over exaggerating on purpose. I don't actually mind that much. It's just like a groan worthy more than anything else. It's not a big deal.
So you're saying you should roll performance?
That's easy. I've got a D20 that has all 20s on it over here.
You have. Oh, I see.
Fine. We have.
Right.
I mean, if you think about it, it is still technically possible to beat a 20. For me, no. but it is not outside the realm of possibility.
Anyway, they say that the tomb is located deep within the heart of the great northern desert. Did everybody actually see the name tag on that? Because I'm going to start using that instead of the way I've been labeling things if I can.
No, I sure don't.
No?
No.
How about now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
At least you spelled it properly.
That will make labeling cities much easier.
Although I will say I'm mildly annoyed that that particular text box has a white background while none of the others do.
Where are we supposed to see a text box?
At the tomb of Meowhotep.
I still don't see it, even though I refreshed.
I'm refreshing.
I can see it myself.
I
Mm,
I can see
I
it.
need to fix my color. There we go. Actually, I guess bright red makes the most sense. Goldish, but yellow's annoying.
Nope, I don't
Fuck.
see it.
Fuck.
There we go. I know what it is.
Oh, you got to mouse over it. Okay.
You can, yes.
I have to.
Yeah, so do I.
That's odd.
I'm just going to do this.
I don't.
For my own
I
sanity, because
just
this is going to annoy
see
me
it.
if I don't.
Must be in our personal settings.
There we go.
It is under graphics. If you check if you go into graphics, hover over to show token nameplate and bar overlay. That is what's checked for me.
There it is. I didn't know that was there. I had it
Uh-huh.
off this entire time. That's why I get
Yeah, so we got Set C and we got the team of Meowhotep and yeah, let's see. Yeah, because if I take that off, it all appears again.
There we go. That makes naming cities much easier.
Hey, Dream, can I just say thank you for fixing it?
That's pretty awesome.
I
Memsa
kind
needs.
I find it pretty funny that like the ping goes underneath it, the nameplates.
Does it? Oh, it does.
Yeah. Because it's on the object and token layer.
Mhm.
Because if I put them on the map layer, it's going to be a pain in the ass.
Like the ones you had before. So I have a question then. Are we resting for the day, or are they just saying, nope, get our scepter back? Have fun, nerds. Like, are we resting or doing recon in the town or whatever, asking about, like, maybe getting, like, desert supplies? Or are we just going?
They are telling you to go get their scepter.
So we're just going. Okay.
So, well, it's up to you what you do from there. Because basically the audience is over. The pharaoh walked away. The priest is releasing you back into the wild. So,
When you say the wild,
Yeehaw!
is there an inn in
out
the
of
wild?
the
So that's a no.
sorry, what's a no?
Is there an inn in the wild?
Basically, are we allowed to rest for the night before we move onwards? Is what I'm
Yes,
asking.
you can obtain lodging.
Yay! Wait, do we need to?
Probably.
I know I used 2 spells, but
Cecilia used one spell. She has still 2 spell slots open.
Resting is
Did I-
probably wise.
I mean, has anybody taken damage?
Yes.
Laricia has
Oh,
taken
I didn't know that. Okay,
one
then
hit.
sure.
Shield
It's not that
Shield
big a
took
deal, but
6. Shield took 6, but it's like
fraction.
it's also shield, so.
Okay.
Exactly.
So
I would like
I-
for us to rest and maybe pick up extra, like, water and stuff in town.
Ooh, that's good. That's a
Mhm.
good idea. Water's very good.
Because we're leaving the safety of the river, so picking up, like, the water and possibly, like, getting I know, like they're not just gonna tell us exactly where the ruins are, because I get that, but any sort of maps and extra water and such would be ideal,
I mean, the map they've updated. They've shown you on your map where in the desert it is, but you are going to be wandering in the desert regardless. And the desert is ever changing.
Right. But we at least have an idea and such.
Yes, you at least have an idea.
And
It's on your
Right.
map. You know where you're going.
Right.
and we
Okay,
have a,
I know it's on the game map, but I was wondering if it was on my map, so we probably put it there. Okay.
and we
We
have a
probably
cartographer's
should-
kit. with
Yes.
us, so
I've
so
been
we.
mapping this entire time.
I mean, so hopefully we don't get too much lost in the ever-changing desert. Like
We
hopefully we'll know our positioning. Um, I guess if we're having a bit of downtime for the day, Cecilia would probably ask around for like the extent of the like ask some of the warrior cast about like sort of the extent of the area that the gnomes operate.
Ooh, actually.
Sorry,
I'm gonna
what are you
look
actually
at
asking about them?
Alright.
The extent of the area that the gnomes and their and the orcs operate. Like, just basically their territorial lands and the.
Oh, what's the color for this? Let's go with yellow because it's a desert. Um, basically, they'll tell you like everything here in yellow, all the way to the river.
Oh, okay. Now I see it. Okay.
So basically everywhere that isn't where we are right now.
Yeah, the desert is basically where they operate. They operate in tribes, and they believe the one that has the staff of Miahotep is one of the bigger ones.
It's
But
a scepter, not a staff.
they operate in tribes and can be found within the desert, wandering from oasis to oasis generally.
Okay. Thank you. Cecilia will relay this to the rest of the party.
What I probably would have done if I had the time and such, because I admit we got the whole map thing, and I would imagine it's other people actually securing, like, supplies and such. If it has to be me, then we can do that. But if at all possible, we probably would have taken some time, like that day, kind of wandering the town and getting an idea of like how its tech compares to the tech we know.
Okay.
And this isn't something you have to answer like right now. It's just we're getting an idea on it and such. Mostly out of curiosity than anything else.
They seem equivalent to a little behind on some things, depending on what exactly you're looking at.
I'm trying.
Like their metalworking is probably about equivalent, though a little behind on the warfare front.
We're more
their,
thinking infrastructure and such.
their
Not-
infrastructure, like they have dug canals all throughout their region. The river is their life and their farming. So they seem to be very advanced on some of that stuff. But the way they go about it is less like where the Romans would the Empire would hook up pack animals and such. They're much more reliant on humanoid powered.
So not particular. So not really anything super practical to copy and such.
Depends on what you're trying to copy it for.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, compared to what we already know, there's nothing we can really like. No real ideas or whatever we can get that could be equal or better to what we already have.
Well, like the canal structure would probably be more advanced and everything. It kind of depends what you probably look at.
Right, for irrigation, I guess we could. I guess we could see, because we were at that one farm town. We could maybe get an idea of how to, or we could maybe take some notes and such on their irrigation. Just general like ideas and such for later is all. But the big thing is, and not a whole lot of room for like us to possibly improve on is the point I'm getting at. And that's okay. It's just a thought.
I actually think we should rest, since we have the chance.
Yeah, we will.
We were, yes. That was the idea. That's why we're doing this.
A long rest.
All right, so we've got 7 people that need water.
I have.
So let us locate a water skin vendor.
All right, so a water skin will keep you going for about a day. You probably all already have one in your pack.
Cecilia has 2.
Now,
I
I don't have one.
you don't have one?
Somehow.
You can
No.
have mine.
Okay, thank you.
Now you've
Now
got one.
Now the question is, then, do the more general mages have like create water and such?
Oh, I think
don't
that's a
know what
clerical
that is.
spell, honestly.
Is that cleric?
Uh,
Okay, well, do the clerics have
Not-
create water?
The cleric is not here.
yeah,
We have a
Certos.
cleric here.
No, Certos probably would. Cecilia's too low level in a cleric.
Yeah, that.
Gotcha.
We have a half cleric.
Gotcha. Okay. I didn't realize create water was 2nd level. Okay.
I think purify food or water is first.
Create or destroy water is first.
Oh,
Well, there you
oh,
go.
You-
Cecilia could
okay.
take it.
And Cecilia's gonna prepare that.
But we can also just buy like a barrel of water.
Or we could buy a barrel and then put water into it with the
Okay,
spell.
so it.
We could, yeah. But having a barrel is probably wise. Now, who's hauling the damn thing?
Who do you think?
Cecilia?
I think Lauricia should.
I don't think we're strong enough. I don't think we're strong enough to carry around the water barrel.
Okay, create and destroy
Or,
water. Yeah, I'm
how
preparing
many?
that.
Huh?
How many days travel is this? It says 20 miles, so I'm assuming like half.
It's about 20 miles, I would say, because it's a desert. It's all difficult terrain, so it's going
Probably
to
2.
take you about a day if you don't have anything to carry you.
Day and a half there, day and a half back.
He said a day. I'm going with a day.
Keep in mind, you also have to find the damn thing, so I'm going to lean closer to 2.
Right. So day there, day back, a day of wiggle room. So how much is water skin in the like general equipment buying thing?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Water skin is 2 silver pieces.
Is the cost multiplied because of the desert terrain?
That is a good question.
You have a river right here.
Okay, but they also know that anyone going into the desert is going to need it, therefore price gouging.
Also, people there need it too. So, I mean, they could just walk
So
up
I
to
could
the
totally
river.
see them price. I could totally see the price gouging happen.
This is a socialist society. Water is free.
If you price gouge, somebody's going to just walk down to the river and dip a skin in.
Exactly.
That's fair.
Make their own. Get a barrel or a pot or something.
Instead of having to have Shield haul a barrel around, Drusus will just get everyone 2 extra water skins.
Okay, that works.
Cecilia immediately buys a bottle of fine wine to put in one.
Oh my
Fair
fucking
enough.
god.
Drunkard.
Of local fine wine.
So you're giving Anna our second one?
I assume you're giving. Oh,
Second and third.
Oh, that would be the question. Is it second or third? Because he's already got one.
I assume that it would be
I'm-
third.
I'm buying 2 for everyone that needs water.
Can't believe you're not getting healed water.
Does Blob need water?
I assume. I mean, the blob is mostly water, so I assume they need some.
At least he's not a grung.
The blob has to eat and drink.
Yes, thank God he's not a grung.
He's not a what?
A grung. The frog people that
The
need
ones
to be
that
like
have to soak in
immersed in
water.
water an hour every day.
Yeah, that would be bad in the desert, wouldn't it?
Uh-huh.
Somehow, I think that this exact situation has happened before.
I think the fish people also need that.
Koto?
Yeah, or
If you
whatever
try and
those
if you try and
player
get a fish
privileges.
person to walk around in the desert, they're going to strangle you.
The thing about playing a grung is they don't get common.
No, that's annoying.
Yeah, they don't.
That's hilarious.
It,
You know,
it kind
I've
of
got
is.
a character made up that's a grung.
So you like whatever your extra language from your background is has to be common, or you're just gonna be unable to communicate with your party.
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. If everyone happens to know another language that isn't common, then they're fine, right?
Sure, as long as you trust them to translate. So besides this water, anything else anybody wants to shop for?
And a wine, apparently.
Yes, and a
I
wine.
need another hand axe, actually.
Then you should buy that.
We're talking mundane stuff, yes?
Meanwhile, I'm over here trying to remember if artificers get to switch out their spells. I don't know if they do or not. I figured they would, but I don't remember.
I think you get to on level up.
If
There-
only we access D&D Beyond.
Yes.
I'm trying to find it.
I'm trying to
don't
remember
know.
how I did. I know every class can switch them out. It's just whether you can do it on a long rest or you have to wait for
Wait, hold on. What are we talking about?
switching out spells as an artificer.
I'm trying to remember if you get
All
to
right.
Yeah.
on long rest. I mean.
Oh, Artifice is probably a long rest.
You can change your list of prepared spells when you finish long rest.
There you
Cool.
go.
Thank. Where did you find that?
Probably
Under
spellcasting.
spell casting, down at preparing and casting spells.
So that's not on the sheet then. Okay, that's what I was wondering. Thank you.
Nope, that's on the artificer page.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Decided
they.
to bring up the mundane thing because you were also looking at the decanter of endless water.
Yes.
So I can in fact switch things. I can in fact switch leveled spells out. That's what I was wondering. Thank you.
Yes.
One
Whenever
hand
I'm
axe
going-
added.
We're going to do that.
Magic items are found or crafted. You're probably not going to find them for sale. At least not in the societies you've been in so far.
Unfortunate.
Unless you happen to know a wizard somewhere.
That's not helpful.
The wizard house is very insular.
Within the Empire, absolutely.
Oh, did we take that long rest or short rest or
about to.
whatever yet? Okay.
We're in the process.
Is there anything else that we're trying to buy here?
Oh, I'm good on mine.
Does everyone have enough rations to spend days wandering in a desert?
Good question.
Shield, as I mentioned earlier, Shield has something
Yes,
need.
we're fine on the food department.
I
Yes, everyone make sure
started
you're
with-
fine on food, and if not, buy more food.
I started with 10 rations, and I don't think we've spent any so
I think
far.
we used one. I try to remember when though.
Where's all my stuff?
In your inventory?
No, that's the problem.
Oh, you didn't have a water skin, so if you don't have
I don't have
rations,
food either.
Did you take starting supplies? or no?
Yes. Like I have fine clothes, a rod, a signet ring, a book, an ink pen, little bag of
do
sand.
you not start with like adventuring gear for like water
Yes,
skin and
this is
food?
literally from the adventuring gear.
What
And
kind
then-
of pack?
The wizard one, I think.
Wait, hold on. Sorry, I missed that. What?
My starting equipment didn't give me food or water.
It was a diplomat's
You
pack.
can
Mine
Probably,
didn't
yes.
either.
Yeah,
Mine didn't
diplomat-
either.
Diplomat's pack and Scholar's pack don't contain any food.
Neat.
food or
All
water
right,
skin?
let's add. Let me buy 10 rations then, real quick.
you can have shields. Don't buy.
How many do you
don't-
have?
You also don't
10.
have a bedroll.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You can have my bedroll as well.
So
Yay.
Shield's not selling his bedroll.
I picked up
No.
all this stuff before we departed the first time.
Yeah, see, I didn't even think to check because I thought everyone just got it. So
You also need a
See-
meth kit, so have
See,
mine.
I've got torches
I don't know that I need that, but thank you anyways.
and
You
rope.
might be better at cooking than me. I don't know. You don't eat. It's hard to say.
I've got 10
I do
torches.
have cook utensils, so
I ended up having like 2 backpacks, so I sold one of the backpacks too. Because I don't need 2 backpacks.
Okay.
Ooh, there's a free adventure to claim on D&D Beyond, by the way.
Ooh.
SSA is gonna buy 5 more days of rations.
Okay. Out of curiosity, who has rations and how many do you have?
Does anyone have less than 10?
I thought we spent one at one point and don't remember when.
I don't know. Have we
Um,
field rested?
I don't think so.
Maybe we're supposed to have 10? I don't know.
I don't think you've rested outside of a city.
Yeah, if you don't have 10, bump yourself up to 10 and subtract, what is it, 5 silver? Per?
Okay, I'm
Just
gonna bring
add
it
it up.
back.
Yes, 5 silver per.
Rations, 5 silver per.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and hit the long rest button.
Heist. Yes, news?
Yeah, the Prisoner 13.
Yep, go.
Sorry, what about Prisoner 13?
It's free on
Oh.
D&D Beyond.
Yes, it is.
I just claimed it. Because why not?
Exactly. Why is this guy behind the bars got this face, though? Like, what? Why has he got that look on his
Looks
face?
like he's trying to kiss her.
Exactly.
What?
On a little banner for the Prisoner 13 thing.
Oh,
For what it's worth, our you are here tokens on threshold still.
yeah, I should probably move that. You
All
are
right. So we all rested. We're waiting for somebody to be right back, and then into the desert.
into the desert on foot.
I've prepared
Who's
create
gonna
or
survive?
destroy water.
Oh, how much is it to rent a camel?
Rent a camel.
How much is a
Yeah.
camel?
Camels are 50 gold.
Never mind. Into the desert on foot it is.
So we long rested then?
Yes. So who's good at survival? Because it's not me.
Cecilia has a +3.
I mean, mules are only 8 gold.
We're probably too big to ride a mule, especially shield.
All right, so we're setting off into the desert.
Yes,
Trying to head
was-
straight there.
Whoever was be right backing, are they back?
Coach cab is 3 copper per mile.
Is there a cab out here that will take us to the tomb of Meowhotep?
I mean, maybe we could hire one, and there would be then.
You're going to hire a mule to go into the desert?
120 copper there and back.
I am back.
Is the running rate.
Sigh, wheels in the desert.
Wheels do not wheels do not work well in sand.
I never said it was a good idea.
Look, you'd want a sled.
You'd want a tank. Treads.
That's why I asked about the camel, but it's expensive.
So
Do we have a tank? A no
We have
shield
shields.
does not
Snake
count.
was-
I was gonna say if we put like 4 shields together, that might qualify as a tank.
Look, you won't let me take him apart in order to recreate him, so that's not an option.
Shield is not a transformer.
Exactly.
Yet.
Not with that attitude.
All right, who's leading this group into the desert?
Does anybody have survival greater than +3? No? Okay.
Yeah.
Fee, you're up.
So Cecilia takes the lead with the information that she's sort of gathered from the guards. And we're off to a great start.
Outstanding.
Look, I'm just gonna keep the map updated, and if this means going in circles, I'm gonna chalk it up to
I
Cecilia
assume-
knowing exactly where she's going.
I assume there's nobody in this party that's sufficient at survival, which is outstanding. If there is, it's probably Clarique.
No.
All right, so you pick a direction and head into the desert confidently.
I mean, I think starting north is not the problem. It's just keeping north.
Staying north, yeah. Before long, you see a dust cloud on the horizon, approaching quickly.
I'm just tracing a route with that 6.
Is there any cover around?
What are you, the children of Israel after the Exodus?
Oh, apparently.
40 years is a long time to be in the desert. All right, sorry.
That's
What
about right.
question here?
On a
Is
horse
there
with no
any
name.
any cover from the storm around?
I figured our route was going to look like this.
You are in
Anywhere
an
but
open
the tomb.
desert. There
That's
is
a no.
sand and more sand and rocks.
Does anyone have the ability to, or does anyone have like? I think there's one thing that you can cast to like gets rid of dirt.
Well, it would probably be like prestidigitation and things like
Not enough.
Yeah, not enough.
Like mold earth or something.
That's a higher level, I'm pretty sure.
Is it?
Yeah, I think it is. Mold Earth, I think, is 2.
Damn. So I mean, I assume we're gonna keep going in the direction that we think is north. Which means we're just gonna have to deal with it unless someone else has a
And
better
we'll just
idea. A
have to
smarter
check the
idea.
sun every once in a while, and yeah, I guess we.
Mhm.
Ah, yes. Good luck with seeing the sun.
It's a
Um,
desert.
It's
so
dust cloud.
Cecilia asks if in the navigator's kit, the cartographer's kit that
Yo.
Lauricia has, would that happen to have a compass for bearing? Check the bearings.
Now, Earth and Grasp is 2. Mold Earth is a cantrip.
Does it? Do we have a compass? That would be really helpful.
I
don't
think
know,
we
check.
decided that yes, it did.
Cool.
Now, at the same time, you've got a dust storm rapidly approaching.
Drusus did ask if there was cover nearby.
No.
And there wasn't.
And I said, you are in an open desert. You've
Here's
got
the thing.
sand, you've got rocks in the ground.
Have you tried to see anything in a dust storm? It doesn't work. There's a reason that people don't drive during dust storms.
I've never been to Arizona, so no. I've never.
I don't drive during dust storms because I know better.
Okay, let's see.
Does anybody have any way that you can take cover before this thing hits you?
Probably not.
I've got a little bag of sand.
I have shield to stand behind.
You're about to have a lot more than a little bag of sand.
Yeah, I know.
That was good.
Shield can't
I-
see in sand. However, he doesn't need to breathe, so
I don't think I can charm the dust storm. So
Um,
Okay, hold on. Anar has ideas. Does anybody have? Well, you said there was rocks nearby. What kind? What size? What are we looking at as far as that's concerned?
Probably not big rocks.
So, in the desert, there's sand, and then there's like rock buried into the sand. It's part of the, it's like stone sheeting almost.
Might work. Okay. That's a hold on. I need to check which gear. How did I get a blanket from that? Okay. Does anybody have a blanket?
Hey, bedrolls. Does that count?
It might. Preferably blanket, bedrolls, and a pinch.
I don't think we have blankets.
I think your blankets are your bedroll, or part of your bedroll, yeah.
No, I've actually got one of each.
then there you go. There's your one.
Bedroll is basically just a mat to lie on the ground.
Mm.
That can then be rolled up and then stuck to your pack. It is not a sleeping bag. Oh, yeah, they are in the Explorer's packs. Did anybody pick up an Explorer's pack?
No.
So, according to the
You
player's
guys are not.
handbook, bedroll consists of bedding in a blanket thin enough to be rolled up and tied. So, yes, it has a blanket. In an emergency, it can double as a stretcher.
Okay, well, in which case, I would say that we wrap ourselves in the blanket or make a lean-to and then just wait out the storm.
So you're gonna wait through it?
Fair enough.
And if we need something in order to tack down, as far as the lean-to is concerned, we can either use 1, shield, or 2, see if we can crack some rocks, and we can use them to weight it down. In a pinch, we could use sand and use that as an anchor.
I don't
Your
think
TV is really loud.
I'm sure we have a bunch
Which-
of heavy things that we can use to hold it down.
Which is why I'm on push to talk.
We will. Let's go with your plan. I like your plan.
I like your plan too, yes. It is
I
a
like
better
that
it is a better plan than no plan. Which is what we had beforehand, so. Sorry, that sounded mean. That was not my intent.
Sure, it comes with like a scarf that you can put up against your face.
Okay.
Um,
I mean, yeah, if nothing else, you can make a shirt into a into a thing.
okay, so you're all putting together a lean-to big enough for 8 people, or each person's making their own?
I assume each person's making their own.
I thought we were making one.
Are you gonna make one big enough for 8 people?
I don't think we can.
Exactly.
Okay.
That was the logic.
Okay.
Let's see. I guess survival is probably the best for how well you're constructing your tent.
I mean, considering considering, like, I would imagine that there are people there willing to help other people who are not nearly as skilled at this stuff, right? Oh, look, the person who doesn't care got a 1. Who doesn't care?
I mean, the survival checks are what I think it would be. You could help each other if somebody wants to help out. Go around helping out, make this.
Because I
I
I'd
like that
rather-
idea.
I'd rather not have a 0.
Cecilia goes around to try and help others.
I think I'm good.
So Shield can
Shield
Roll.
probably just stands there. Shield doesn't care.
or does Shield not care and doesn't want to lean to.
Well, Shield doesn't need a lean-to.
All right, I guess we'll roll and then we can add or subtract stuff or add stuff as necessary. Like, yeah, we need help. Thank you.
Oh,
We
roll
are
again.
not good at this stuff.
Alright.
Okay. All right, I guess we'll roll again. Let's just get a 4. Well, there's a 4 in there.
Felix, are you rolling again for advantage?
Oh, yeah, hold on.
Let's see, I haven't seen one from Gleb.
Oh, survival.
Or Anar. Yep.
No.
You have advantage.
Oh, okay.
Like, does everybody have advantage?
The people who
Yes.
know what they're doing are helping the people out that don't.
Boom.
30-20.
Waiting on the blob.
I haven't heard him at all. You asleep there, Chris?
Said he wasn't feeling well.
Oh Lord.
Are you okay?
Excuse me.
Oof.
Yeah, I'm alright. Just dying inside,
It sounds like
Yeah.
you're dying outside too.
probably.
As you do.
Are you good to keep going, or do you need to stop?
Oh, you're good. I'm gonna get
Okay,
some water.
we need survival with advantage.
All right. Well, don't make me roll it IRL because I don't think I'll make it.
No, I think your con mod's pretty low right now.
Survival with advantage. Yoink. Hey, baby, let's go. Let's get double digits. All right.
All right.
All right, I think everybody beat a 10.
Barely in Felix's case.
Yeah.
All right, so you bunker down, you get your lean-tos going. Sandstorm howls around you, pounding at your makeshift blanket fort here. Takes about an hour to pass. As you just about have to dig your way out of the sand built up around your lean-tos, you notice a gleam in the distance. Seems to be approaching.
A what?
It's a trap.
Gleam is off
A
something.
glimmer. Yeah, a glimmer in the distance.
Be perception.
Perception.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Not a bad.
Seems like it'd be perception to see what it is.
Yep. It would be perception.
I guess we can take a look.
Do you have anybody have any tools like a telescope or anything?
Probably not. So is that disadvantage then?
No.
Okay. I don't think I have anything like that.
Enhance. Enhance.
Zoom. Enhance.
Wow, I don't know what happened to this icon.
I don't know either. This is not okay.
Oh my.
Why is it all squished? Yeah, let's go.
All right, well that's better.
Yeah, I was going to ask if Control Z would work.
I mean,
Yeah,
if I Control Z now, it's gonna get squished again.
a spyglass costs 1,000 gold pieces.
What? That sucks.
It definitely has metallic sheen, and it is definitely getting closer.
Guys,
Oh,
it's
it's
a
a moving
Jawas.
towards us.
Is it in the sand? Or can Cecilia tell?
What do you mean? Is it in the sand?
I mean, I have fun.
Similar to the movement of the one that she encountered.
No, but there's definitely a dust cloud rising behind it.
Okay.
What do you guys want to do here?
Well,
I draw my swords.
and the award for least surprising action of the entire party goes to.
You draw your swords. The dust cloud in the distance continues to get closer. The gleaming metal.
Shield, with all due respect, with like, maybe we should just.
We We kind of stand out in the open out here. Nothing but sand. I'm not
True.
sure where we could uh,
True.
um,
I say we just make sure it doesn't run us over.
let's not get Mad Max now.
So you're proceeding on your way. What are you doing?
It sounds an awful lot like the party wants to fight it.
I do not want to fight the Jawas, no.
Not if there's a lot.
Storm
know what-
went this way. The dust cloud is approaching from this way.
Oh, then fuck it. Let's just go.
Okay. So head north.
Yes, continue.
I have very much a plan. Just fuck it. Let's go.
Sure, let's go.
Assume everything's a mirage.
All right, you proceed on for the next hour. The sun is beating down upon you. Suddenly, frogs begin falling from the sky.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
It's not
at
our
least
time
it's
to
not-
croak.
At least it's not locusts yet. It's not
Everybody
raining blood.
need a dexterity save.
Sorry, what?
Everybody give me a dexterity save.
Oh, good.
I
Like
am
a
so
frog.
good at those.
The plague of frogs is just wrong.
Oh, that's going to end well.
Oh, Felix. Oh, Anar.
Okay.
And probably Cecilia, and maybe me.
I'm
What?
fine. I don't know you guys.
Those of you who got below a 10,
Woohoo!
you are hit with a frog. It lands with a wet smack against you
Slorp.
and more or less explodes.
Oh,
You're now
geez. They're
covered in
exploding.
frog guts.
Good lord.
The other frogs land in the sand with a soft plop, and some hop brokenly away.
Look, at least it's not sharks.
Sharknado.
Exactly.
We should probably put in a travel itinerary for this place. Rains animals.
Shortly thereafter, every one of the frogs disappears.
That are self-cleaning.
So I'm going to assume that's not them. So either this is some sort of prank or some sort of item with immense magical power is being
Possibly the scepter.
Yes, that is what I meant.
For much longer as you travel, you see a traveler dressed all in white, pointing to the west.
How far away is this traveler?
He's on your horizon. Everybody make a perception check.
Ugh. Shield
Well, not
sees
Shield.
nothing.
Shield has
Shield
sand
is
in his
blinded
eyes.
by the sand.
That frog knocks sense into Felix.
And Cecilia, too.
It's a figure that seems to be dressed all in white, pointing off towards the western horizon, in front of you to the north. But those of you who did better than Gleb there or at least 15 and above.
Oh, I've got a 5, so 15
So better
and
than
above.
me.
Yeah, better than Drusus as well. You can still see the glint of metal, and the dust cloud seems to have turned behind you and is heading towards you from the south. Slowly.
The Jawas are following us.
Mhm. Seems that we might be being tailed.
You think?
And the figure stands on the horizon, pointing to the west. What do you want to do here?
They're actually pointing to the west.
He's
They
not my dad.
Are you
to the
sure
west.
it's west?
West.
I'm sure you think it's west.
Look,
you-
I'm the one with the compass here, so.
If you check your compass, it appears to be to the west.
I say we go west.
Look, unless
Why?
someone
What race?
vandalized their compass, we should probably either just keep going north, honestly. I don't trust this thing. I think we
What?
should just keep going. And if it appears that the cloud is getting closer, possibly stop and engage.
Yes, Pang, and I'll remind you that your job is to make sure my once is as long as possible.
Uh,
If I fly up, can I see the horizon better?
That is a good question.
Sure.
Let's do that. 100 or so feet in the air.
I didn't know you could fly 100 feet in the air.
I am a fairy. It would take me 2 rounds to get to that high. Dashing, but whatever.
and
Roll
Yeah.
your perception again.
Eh. I think the sun might be in my eyes.
As you get higher, you lose track of the traveler, and beyond what is immediately below you, you see almost like a smooth sea of water stretching before you, like a lake.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say this like right now. Like when the sunlight does reflect off of like the asphalt and such in like the middle of summer, it hurts your eyes. Like it actually does.
Yes.
It's
Yes, it does.
it's
Mhm.
like and just constantly. I'm gonna see about getting sunglasses this summer so that shit stops a little bit because oh my god, it actually hurts.
And in
uh,
a desert where the sand color is lighter, it'll do the same thing, or even on a beach. Like you'll see it just reflecting, and that reflection looks almost like water or glass.
Yep,
Yeah.
almost a little
can
bit.
Huzzah, mirages.
can Cecilia tell the race of the figure? Or
No, it
supposed
appears
race?
to be wrapped in white clothing.
Okay.
I
To
think what
before
I
Is
think
it
what
Jesus?
Cecilia was asking is, does it look like they have a tail?
Ah, but it's Jesus.
No, I was seeing if it was a small figure, if it was a large figure.
I see.
medium size.
Okay.
They're on the horizon. It's hard to tell exactly, but
Yeah. Yeah, I expected it to be hard to tell. Okay.
they stand pointing ever west.
Mhm.
While the dust cloud pursuing you is getting closer with that metallic glint in front.
I think we should just advance forward.
Uh, I'm willing to trust the creature. I'll see
Why?
about going west
Mhm.
because I think we might be northeast of it.
I mean, I'm keeping good track of the compass and drawing maps anyway.
Mhm.
So
But why would you?
I'm
Why would you trust that this thing A knows where we're going
Mhm.
and B wants us to get there?
I'm gonna trust my map more than anything else.
It could be a statue or trickery of the gnomes.
quite.
It could be a path indicator for them, possibly. Wrapped in
I mean, if
the
it's
cloth.
that, then following it would be good.
How far away is the figure? Ish.
Horizon, so you can probably see to the way the edge of this hex. Because hexes are what, 5 miles?
Yeah, and standing on the ground, you've got a horizon of about 3 miles away.
Yeah.
We could always go over there and talk to him.
Do you want to head towards him? Or do you want to avoid him? What are we doing?
Cecilia would have
I-
no fear going towards him.
Yeah, I say we go as little off track as possible.
Yeah, staying on track is probably wise.
Cecilia
Um,
agrees.
I mean, the alternate is, well, did we get a map of where this place is?
General.
Roughly. That's what you're looking at.
We were pointed in where it was by the catfolk.
It's in this 5 mile by 5 mile area.
Yeah, okay, awesome. That's 25 square miles. We need to check. That is basically the size of the city of Cheyenne.
But we can see to the horizon generally. So
Yes. For that ruin,
Horizons.
it is probably built like below horizon level.
Well, not so much that as, you've got a horizon about 3 miles away, and you're looking at 5 miles, 5 by 5, and we can easily miss it by a couple miles.
I mean, do you have a better idea besides trusting some random dude who might not even be a dude in the desert pointing in a direction?
Or we could keep going north if we can mark where we are.
That's what we were doing.
Now, the other
Cecilia-
alternative. You know what? Never mind. I'm not going to say it. I'll say it later.
yeah, Cecilia has no way to mark our current position. Generally,
I meant physically.
yeah, I meant physically. She doesn't have like a 10-foot pole or anything. But she does have torches.
That's probably not going to help.
As long as it's daylight.
No, I mean physically planting a torch in the sand, it probably get knocked over by the next sandstorm.
Or by whatever is pursuing.
Yeah, something about dropping trails your enemies can follow you. Yeah. All right, let's keep going north.
Unless it looks like we're getting past where we should be.
We won't know that till we hit the river.
I mean, we might.
We might.
I might.
We might not.
I might.
There is no. Everybody wants to go north. Let's go north.
You head to the north. Are you approaching? Were you approaching the figure, or are you just steering north as you were?
Figure's still just standing there pointing.
He's standing there pointing as you walk. The figure seems to move off towards you, the west of you a little bit. So unless you actually take time out to go over towards him, he's to the west of you, pointing west, further west.
From the west to the western west.
You will pass him on the east.
Cecilia's pretty curious, so she would probably suggest going up to the figure.
That's between you and the rest of the party.
Okay, hold on. How far have we traveled as we were passing the figure on its east?
I assume right now we're like at level with it, if that makes sense.
Like you've approached what is your horizon, and as you approach your horizon, he's moving. He seems to be off more towards the west of you.
Okay.
And being straight north.
Have they been pointing east this entire time?
They've been pointing west this entire time.
Or west this entire time?
They've been pointing east this entire time.
So we just walked 15, 30 minutes north. They were pointing the entire time. That is an impressive feat, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
It's a statue.
It is a statue. Or some other
Or a
likely
shield.
marker.
Or a shield. Or a shield. It could be a shield.
Either way, I think it's a marker to the lost city.
Okay.
Shall we investigate?
Or we can keep going north.
I say we investigate.
I propose we continue forth, but having this marker down on the map may be wise too.
Well, it's only a couple miles that way. You can easily mark it on our map.
Well, yes, but going towards it and like writing a descriptor for it might be wise too. So. Actually, like making a more detailed note on what this is, because that's our job. Well, I mean that's not our job, but we're gonna pretend it's our job.
What does Centennial say?
What does Drusus say?
Mm-hmm.
Other his microphone's broken or he can't find push to talk.
What's happening?
So we're kind of leaving it up for Druce's decision whether we continue north or we go into investigate the statue.
Oh no, I'm the wrong person to ask that. Am I the tiebreaker?
Yes. You're also our boss, so.
I've also already said about 5 times that I'd rather continue north, but
Yep. Okay, then
with how insistent people are on going west, let's just do it and get it over with.
like if you're wanting to go north, then Cecilia will.
No. We'll go west. We'll go west.
It sounds like the plan is go west and then taunt people about how it was a bad idea later.
Yes.
All right, so we're gonna proceed to the west towards the statue.
Either that, or we have to go west, and that's why God asked us 5 times if we wanted to go west.
He asked us because he wanted to make. Go ahead.
There is no have to here.
Well, that's not true. We have to make a decision.
I mean, we don't. We can just sit here and talk horse shit this entire time, like Thursday.
That's a decision.
Choosing not to decide, yes, is still a choice.
Mm-hmm.
I could just leave the call, which is a decision too. So.
All right, you proceed to the west and come upon what appears to be the remains of a statue that have caught some sort of white cloth, like a blanket or something, that seems to be wrapped around it as you get closer and blowing in the wind. You wish to get any closer and examine this further? Do you want to keep proceeding west? What do you want to do here?
Anna wants to investigate it. I mean, if you want to continue north, he'll catch up.
I propose investigating it so we can take detailed notes on it, and then going back north.
Cecilia sort of keeps some light feet as she sort of approaches the statue.
Shield wants to unwrap the statue.
You approach the statue. Shield, you reach up to unwrap the statue.
Visual inspection first.
Yeah, I was also
But-
going to say.
But as you reached,
I was going to say we caught eye of it thanks to like the white covering and such. Possibly removing that is a bad idea. Maybe. I mean, it's also you, so you could do it if you want.
Are we removing it or are we just looking at it?
I'm just looking at it.
I said I wanted to. I didn't say I was going to.
Well, Cecilia was wanting to remove it as well.
Oh,
Or
okay.
check it out and then possibly remove it.
It appears to be a thick white cloth stained by the sand and the exposure to the weather, but still very reflective, thick white cloth.
It'd be useful.
It also might have been put there on purpose. Consider that.
It's covering most of the details about the statue,
Mhm.
but the statue does seem to be broken. It's not like like you can tell that half of the statue just about is missing, worn away, and the features are fairly worn away from what you can see. But it seemed to have a hand outstretched, pointing on the side that remains.
How's the dust cloud behind us?
It seems to have reached about where you turned west, and is heading this way.
Ah, so they're actively chasing us, probably.
oh yeah,
They are absolutely chasing us.
it's weird that they went to where we were and then turned rather than coming on the diagonal.
I mean, I mean, it's not like we're. It's not like we're not leaving tracks or whatever. They're probably just following that.
You look down and you see that you are definitely leaving tracks behind in the sand.
Yeah, so just following that. They can't, which means they can't see you.
Exactly. So let's get away from the statue and then start masking our trail.
Actually, I have an idea. I don't know how much this is going to help, but okay. So here's the idea. It's a stupid idea, but we're gonna try it anyway. Testing this theory that they can't see, we're going to deliberately walk into the statue and try and climb on it and such, and jump off in towards the north direction and such. We're trying to get them to ram into it. Is the idea?
All
We're
right.
running- running off of the idea that they can't see. We don't know.
So
You walk up to the statue. You climb it.
Just a little bit, just enough to get our feet off the ground.
Yeah, and in doing so, you're touching the cloth, and you can tell from the feel of this that this is sailcloth.
Oh my.
Oh,
So
It
clearly
appears to
put
be
there on.
the tattered remains of a sail for some reason. And you're still wanting to jump off towards the north?
Yep, just somewhere, it's like somewhere to specifically lose our trail. Well, not losing it, but you know what I mean. Like I said, the idea is just trying to get them to ram into the statue. I don't know how that's gonna work, but we can try that.
You jump off of it. The statue shifts a little bit in the sand, but its feet and legs are fairly well buried up to about the knee. And you're able to jump jump off of it to the north and
So I have a question.
land in the sea.
Based on that comment,
Mhm.
I know we weren't exactly touching the statue much, but did it feel less sturdy than it should have felt?
I mean, it feels like a statue that the feet are buried into the sand, and half the
It's made out
statue.
of what? How heavy is it? Could we possibly have toppled it if we tried to?
You could probably topple it if you try. Yes, you could pull it down if you really tried to.
So that's okay. That's what we were wondering about. Okay,
So,
That sounds like a job for Shield.
we're not
s-
suggesting it. It's just something to report on for later. This was
So-
probably the remains of some sort. This was probably the remains of some sort of sand ship or whatever, some sort of caravan that came through here and got.
hearing that sort of mention, like Cecilia seems kind of interested in cloth, and with the mention of the sail ship, and so she'll try and take the cloth.
You spend a moment struggling with it to get it down because it's caught in the wind, and rolling it up is not the easiest thing in the world because you're trying to roll up a sail that's trying to blow away on you. But it is tattered remains. It is like it's like a large blanket at this point.
But it's
Okay.
enough. It'd be enough to show to someone as proof.
Sure. And the statue, revealed, you can see, like I said, the features are mostly worn away. It is a statue of a cat person, but it's you're not going to make out who it is or anything like that.
Okay.
He
Shall we
seems to
head?
be sternly glaring to the west while pointing. In the other, like half the body, half the face, all the way down to at least the waist and where it's buried into the sand, with the legs, is like smashed away or worn away. It's hard to tell which.
So it's been there
Okay.
for a while.
Absolutely.
Or it was attacked, which is the running theory, and might be completely wrong. I'm really good at that.
Well, we
But
don't know. We
Oh,
don't
go
know
ahead.
how like the gnomes and the orcs are.
True.
So shall we continue to head forth and cover our tracks as Anor suggests?
So there's two theories then here. One is that I mean, either way this was put here on purpose. Either the result of an attack or someone left it there. So my theory is that either, and this is another case of, unfortunately, my character is smarter than me, and I'm trying to make that logical step, but I'm not sure how well it actually makes sense in character. So this is either my, and this is a thought that I can't, or that I realizing now. Option one is the theory that I already pitched, where like it was attacked and such, and it was just kind of left there. But the other and that it was the remains of like a sand ship or something. The second theory is that it was put there deliberately, maybe by someone either a group that was attacked or someone trying to use it to lure people in. And the remains of the sailcloth was put there deliberately as the most reflective surface they could find.
I assume that the sailcloth might have just blown over towards the statue, and by happenstance got caught. But this statue depicts a cat, and we're headed towards a tomb of the cat folk. But this area is not under the jurisdiction of the cat folk at this time.
Nope, but it was.
Yeah,
Which
it
means they
was
probably
previously.
lost. They've been losing ground, if I had to guess.
And I think this is just a
Well, I mean,
happenstance of
we'd be able to
that.
more or less tell, like, because we took off the sailcloth.
Mhm.
Did it look like it was? Did it look like it was just like blown there from the wind, or was it like soup, or did it look at all like it was deliberately put there? Is what I don't know how we would tell that, but
You have any way to? It doesn't look like there was anything deliberate about it. It just looks like it had blown, wrapped itself around the statue, and the various wind patterns have made it worse over time.
okay, all right, that's a good enough answer for me.
I say we continue heading north.
That's
Who was
probably
doing the jumping off the
yo
tracks?
yo
Lauricia.
because we wanted to try and get it to ram into the statue because it'd be funny.
It was Lauricia.
Yo,
So jump to the north.
Step to the west.
Everybody,
Time
clap
warp
your hands.
again.
Are you wanting to continue heading to the west? We're back
Oh
on
no,
the-
we're doing the time warp.
Yeah.
To the north we go.
To the north.
And we're trying to cover our tracks this time, I
How?
assume.
I mean, we just picked up a sailcloth.
Or, oh, I thought like survival goals.
I mean, you still
covering
need to say
tracks.
how. You still need to say how you're doing it.
Oh yeah.
Shield could follow behind and use his sword to, like
I don't think that would help.
Muss things up, possibly. Druidcraft can create puffs of wind. Would that be enough to shift the sand?
Possibly. Is it enough to do it that you can't tell that you were here? Yeah, I think it's going to be a survival roll or something.
We can give that a go.
So are we walking in
How
single
would that
file
roll you
then?
up?
Oh, Enar's not doing a very good job at that at all. He'll just make a flower bloom and give up.
I mean, that's pretty impressive, honestly. It sounds
Shield
like
using his sword.
Phrasing.
So is anybody keeping an eye on the horizon at this point, or are we all concerned about our tracks?
Uh,
I'm dealing with the map still. I have an excuse.
I think Cecilia would be keeping an eye on the horizon. I can roll.
Cecilia the one?
Huh?
Is Cecilia the only one? If so, then Cecilia needs to make a perception check.
I'll keep an eye on the horizon as well.
I assume that everyone that isn't NR and Shield and Mauricia are looking at the horizon.
Cecilia sees nothing.
At least Tristis is trying.
Oh, Cecilia's trying. She's just got sand in her eyes.
Well, the metal glint is close enough that you can make out some shape to it.
Ooh, fancy.
Appears to be a camel of some sort. With riders.
I was about to ask that.
Less fancy.
And it's getting much closer. Bearing down on you.
To the north.
I would imagine if we act, are you actually telling people that, or are you just letting people deal with it?
It's the thing tailing us. So I would inform that the thing tailing us appears to be a mechanical camel with riders.
Okay. We. Oh, okay. Um. At this point, we'd probably actually look around and try and spot it and such. And shoot, I'm trying to remember like the time era that this is, and I know that this isn't. Oh fuck it, we probably actually know at this point. Um, would we be able to? Hmm. So, would we be able to tell if it was still like following the tracks, or if it's clear it saw us and it's heading this way? That's what I want to know.
If you can make out details on it, they can probably make out details of you.
So that's a yes. So okay. But my question is, does it look like it turned?
It looks like it's heading towards you.
That's not helpful. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So it looks like it was heading, or it was going like
It seems to have
this
stopped following
direction before, and that's what I was wondering. Thank you. That's
That's
what I
correct.
wanted to know. Okay, thank you. I apologize for being a little pushy there. It's like that's what I wanted to double check. So thank you.
So they're just bearing down on you.
Mhm.
Is there anything you guys want to do to try and get out of its way, or are you going to meet it head on? What are you going to do?
I mean,
Cecilia's okay
You
with
know-
meeting it head on.
You
You
know
are
what Shield
out
wants to
on a
do.
camel.
a whole bunch of people were talking at once. So what's up?
You know what Shield wants to do.
Yes, we sure do. In fact,
Cecilia,
we're gonna leave Shield and Cecilia there to buy time for everyone else. I'm kidding.
Shield begins waving his swords excitedly.
I'm kidding. I'm not actually gonna do that. I'm not that mean. I don't think the party has a way out of this one. Unless we do. We might.
Oh, we don't have pass without trace. Don't have pass without trace. So
yeah.
Not that that would
If
help at this point.
yeah,
I take it visibility either.
I say we fight, or well, meet it
Yeah.
at least.
Yes, Shields, we know you want to fight it. Although, like it's a little hard to tell details, of course, from a long distance. Does it look like it's a similar make to the mech we investigated before?
Yes.
Cool.
How many are
Well,
there?
then it's just that.
All right. So basically, you guys should have switched maps by now.
That's why I asked how many were there.
Assume the blob's over here with you guys.
Shield is just like 7-on-1, then this is a fair fight. That's Shield, clearly.
There appear to be 7 of them.
Oh, lovely.
They are bearing down on you.
We see that.
Now that you make out to make the map clearer, you see that the riders are a combination of orcs, and one of them is a gnome.
She's cute. It's adorable.
Much better than giant ants.
Why is the turn order?
Everybody roll initiative.
I wonder why.
Are you going to try and be peaceful towards them, or are you going to go ahead and prepare for an attack?
Cecilia, Prepares to defend herself, but she's not making any aggressive maneuvers.
Same with
Yeah,
shield.
not yet.
I'm down for not attacking them immediately, but the second they make, since these actually look manned, of course, so we'd probably like let or just you know yeah. Yeah, we're not gonna actually go on the offensive until either other people do or they do. Ooh, 19. We'll take a 19.
That didn't roll over here, did it? Interesting.
Oh, good.
That worked? Yes, that worked. All right.
Oh, the orcs were doing so well until that. See, that's good. Oh, I am liking this.
All right. Are you all letting them get closer or no?
Yep, Cecilia would.
Anybody?
It's
want-
probably a good idea to not like. We'll probably want them to keep. Yeah, how do I do this? You see, the problem is that I'm not the negotiator here, so I don't really have a say. Oh, I guess that answers that. Okay.
Well, again, this is if you're letting them get closer. If not, I can move them back. But
I mean, that's. I am of the plan that we should like talk to them and such before we let them get super close.
Yeah, that being said, NR is going to cast Comprehend Languages as a ritual, but it's only going to be an action.
Cecilia's gonna call out in Undercommon. Hail, travelers.
Oh, good. Oh, this is exactly how I wanted to do things.
No, I don't like
It's
this.
maybe getting a little too close for comfort. We probably would have spoken up beforehand.
no, they're going to come in this close unless you are wanting to start things a little earlier. But they're going to take the opportunity to surround you more or less.
Oh, good.
Oh.
At this point, we're visibly armed and such. We're not comfortable with them surrounding us. If it's clear they're surrounding us, it's clear this is not going to be a peaceful thing. This is not going to be peaceful.
Well, the gnome speaks up and says, in Undercommon, since you greeted her in Undercommon, Condom.
Mhm.
She's
Ah, yes, under condom.
Under condom.
slip of the tongue.
You are just a cunning linguist. I heard a whimper.
She says, "Hello, travelers. You appear to be quite lost."
We are.
What gives you that impression?
Yeah.
Why else would you be wandering around in our territory? The Storm Tribe's territory.
We.
Is this the tribe we're looking for?
Please don't actually say that.
No,
Would
I'm not saying that
Cecilia?
out loud.
Would Cecilia know? What sort
Which
of
tribe it really mentioned?
Okay. Cecilia will remark. We are seeking a a relic from the tribe that lives in the center of the desert, amid uh, some some tombs of previous pharaohs.
The orc off to her right there snorts and says, draws in deep breath and snorts and says, "They have the stink of cat upon them." She kind of waves him quiet and says, "Are you now? Are you seeking to trade for this relic?"
Well, this one's who spoke up first. I know. Keep in mind, nobody else. I have no idea what you're saying. I can get these bits and pieces, but I have no. Good luck, Thief. Good luck, Cecilia.
I'm debating pointing to the shield right next to me.
Good luck,
Shield also
Cecilia.
Shield also understands Undercommon, by the
No,
way.
but I'm debating having Cecilia just are you willing to trade? And then Cecilia just pointing to shield. But
Shield is giving
That'd be hilarious.
Cecilia side eye right now.
As Drusa stands in the back quiet.
So
She's got.
so Cecilia sort of stands up straight and is like, "Are you the tribe that deals uh, uh that that controls that area?"
She indicates the sands all around her and says, "We control the sands as far as the eye can see. We ride with the storm, finding lost travelers and directing them home.
If Gleb had
Should they pay
eyes,
the correct toll?"
if Gleb had eyes, he'd be rolling them right now.
Can
What
Gleb even
might
understand what's being
be
said?
what might be the price for this artifact?
Oh, uh,
That depends on what artifact you're seeking. You see, my tribe has recovered many from the lost tombs of the cats, and their price varies. But first, we must discuss why you're out here wandering all on your own and have not yet paid tribute.
I can't tell if that's in character or not.
Probably.
Here, I'm going to do this real quick. This is for no real reason in particular, so don't worry about it.
Drusus will just be like, well, naturally, you are the first that we have
Okay.
run into.
That works. That's one way to do it.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Well, she'll just ask why we haven't paid, and he'll just say, well, they're the first ones we've run into.
Yes, but every second here tries my patience further.
What price are you wishing up? And we can continue our discussions afterwards.
10 gold ahead. If you wish to keep them attached to your pretty little shoulders.
Fair dealing.
Shield.
Cecilia gets out her own coin pouch and divvies out 70 gold pieces.
Drusus will raise an eyebrow at this, but he's not going to bring it up right now.
So will Anar.
What? Why? What do you mean? So she just paid for everyone.
Shield will noticeably bristle at the potential
threat.
threat of yes.
So, so Cecilia pays the 70 gold pieces.
She'll
Things like
direct
that.
the orc over here. He'll get down, grudgingly approach, take the gold, and start counting it in front of you.
Mhm.
She says, now that you've paid for your heads, what might this relic be that you seek so much that you come out here into my desert? The orc looks at her and says, our desert.
It is a scepter that once lied in the tombs here. We we were asked by a collector the uh, in the territory of the cats in order to collect it for them because they have an interest in it.
Sorry, who has an interest in it?
A collector in the city of the cats.
The orc that's still mounted there on her right spits on the ground and says, we don't deal with cats. And she kind of hushes him and says, my large friend here is correct. We do not deal with the people of the river. We only take what we want from them.
Well, we are not of the river. We are of the far west.
I suggest you return there, not
Shield speak.
back to the cats, lest we think you are
Shield.
one of them. Shield.
Shield speaks up or what?
Oh boy. Somehow this is not surprising. Why do we let Shield be in the front again?
Because he needs to take the hits.
He's the one who caught. He's. I don't know. I'm kidding. I'm half kidding.
The orc counting out the money stops, like puts it on his belt, and the pouch on his belt, and steps right up the shield, making himself as large as possible.
Ew.
And what is intimidation? There we go, intimidation. Not that I'm sure this is any good here, but says, Or we take you apart, Tin Man.
Well, there goes that plan.
Shield gets right up in his face. Oh yeah.
Nice.
Just fuck already.
Gleb just speaks up for the first time in common, and he goes, "I don't know what is going on here, but who is in charge?" Yes, his voice is now completely different.
Anar starts talking in a foreign language.
Why is
I don't think any of you have this language.
why
Probably not.
is he just goes? Why is this big strong orc not in charge of the little gnome person?
Oh, oh, I love
He
this.
seems like he should be the leader.
Oh, this is so good. Oh, I love this. Oh, I love this a lot. Oh, this is great.
You're speaking in common, though, right?
Yes.
They don't understand you.
Mm.
That only just clicks. They don't understand you.
They might speak common.
The large, one of the large orcs, largest orc speaks up and says, "Show some respect. No side conversations in Undercommon." They're all talking Undercommon.
So, Cecilia,
He shrugs. I don't know.
Cecilia repeats that back in common for the others.
Well,
Just like hush.
I just want to know why the big one's not in charge. It seems like he could easily defeat the small one. Why don't you ask him?
Cecilia sort of
I'm definitely not trying to cause discourse.
Yep. Well, Cecilia sort of tries her best to kind of ignore that and continue on with her thing.
Why does Ross, the largest friend, not simply eat the other five?
There you go.
So
Future man.
Cecilia is going to respond to the gnome by remarking, if we are not to head back to the river settlement, then we shall head to our empire. But there's still a great fascination of artifacts, and with the fervor of which the collector down there was willing to deal with. I'm sure that if we were to retrieve it and bring it to the Empire, we'd find a more than suitable arrangement, similar to the collector down south. So Cecilia is just sort of trying to deceive by saying that they'd take the scepter to a collector in the or someone like in the Empire
I thought you
to
said.
find
I
this.
thought you said you were. I thought you already said you were going to deliver it to the cat. Someone in the. Did I misunderstand?
But now she's just brushing it off by saying that they'll likely be able to find someone else in the Empire if they are not to return to the
Shield
river.
looks at Cecilia and says that in common that you're giving them too much information.
Cecilia holds up
saying
her
that?
hand.
Wow, that's impressive.
Cecilia holds up her hand and says, "No side conversations in Undercommon."
Drusus chuckles.
No response to my question.
Oh, what was your question, Hunter?
You didn't understand my question.
Oh, never mind.
Neither did
Pretty
anybody.
sure. Nobody?
It was stated no side conversations.
I'm talking about the whisper.
It does not matter. They said no side conversations. They're ignoring you.
Ah, fair.
Yeah, to be fair, you can't tell if they're ignoring you or just don't understand you whatsoever.
All right, fair.
To be fair, your gnomish is not necessarily their gnomish.
What, baby? You're all.
I suppose that's fair.
This is one of the things I warned you guys about before we took languages.
I don't remember that. I'm gonna be honest. But okay.
This is why he said take Undercommon, basically.
I don't
And
remember.
Undercommon is kind of the trade language around the new territories outside of the Empire territory with the natives. Common is your basic Latin, and other languages are not your standard.
Ah, I missed that.
If you speak like Elvish or Gnomish or something like that, you probably speak an ancient version of it. So it would be like somebody walking up to you and speaking not even Chaucer English.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't hear that either, but thank God I took Undercommon anyways.
The continents were separated a long time ago, and
So,
language
yeah.
evolve. So they might recognize a word here or there, but for the most part, you're stumbling with pronunciation that they don't recognize in the same form.
Worth a shot.
So Cecilia's still trying to negotiate for potentially the artifact or the scepter.
Right. She'll take what you just said into consideration, and she'll think for a moment, and then hold up her hand with all 5 fingers spread and say, 5,000 gold.
Yes and no.
Shield shakes his head and says, "Nope."
And the others look at the big orc looks at her and says, "You're not authorized to negotiate." And she tells him to shut the fuck up.
Ooh, language.
There's a lot of discord in the chain of command here. And he will say that out loud.
An undercommon?
Yes.
Speaking of Discord in the chain of command, looks at Shield.
So
I mean,
Cecilia,
we're playing off the usual chain of command anyways.
She
So
says,
is-
"I am in charge here, and none shall question me. Tell you what, if you don't have 5,000 to negotiate for the scepter, I will lead you to the tomb where I know a scepter lies for 1/10 of that."
I still don't think the party has 5,000 or 500 gold.
I have
still-
124, so try again.
Or I want to point out,
What?
you still have not told her what scepter you're looking for exactly.
Yep, we haven't.
I would lead you to the tomb where I know a scepter lies within.
Mhm.
And if you can retrieve it and hold on to it, you may keep it. And she kind of bows low over her camel.
Cecilia is rolling insight.
I was gonna say when she says hold on to it, I feel like they're gonna be waiting outside the tomb for us.
Shield also rolls insight.
Not going to do nearly as well as Cecilia.
Yeah, we're just gonna leave that.
She seems you get the feeling that there's something she's not telling you about whatever this tomb is. And when she says hold on to it, that kind of like you said arouses your suspicions a bit.
Possibly a cursed relic, maybe.
She said otherwise you have purchased your heads. And we may leave you as long as we do not cross your path again.
Hmm. So yeah, Cecilia will take a moment to relay that information to the others.
And the one on the
Uh,
ground still like giving Shield the evil eye there.
Cecilia will kind of hold up her hand and speak in common to the others, letting them know the deal.
We're not responding at this point.
Mhm.
Even if they say, or even if she's addressed, unless she's addressed
Mhm.
specifically, she's not responding. She is too curious about this now.
So, and then after talking with the others, Cecilia will respond back. Um, and and how does this make up the remaining gold for us going in? Are you going to take what else is in the tomb afterwards? For it sounds like the tomb itself still has plenty of treasures in it. Is that how it makes up for the remaining gold?
I'm sorry, your
In
used
Undercommon.
tomb has other treasures in it that makes up for.
Well, like,
I'm not following. I hear what you're saying.
I assume it's like the difference between the 500 and the 5,000.
yeah,
I think is what you're getting at, right? Fee?
like, or well, like, uh, are we under the assumption that the tomb is so dangerous that that's why the difference is so vast?
She looks at the big orc next to her and says, "We will simply lead you to the tomb. Anything that you can hold on to from within the tomb and take back to your empire is yours." And the big orc looks at her and smirks.
So glad I don't understand.
Yep,
what's happening.
there it is.
So glad I do not understand what's going on right now. Even if we did, we'd probably be sidetracked anyway. We are very much in thinking mode right now.
Mm-hmm. So Cecilia turns to Drusus and says, "What are your orders?" And
Do you happen to know the name of either the scepter in your possession or the one in the tomb?
She shrugs. Some old cat geezer who lived in these parts before the land was cursed.
That's racist.
I feel like this entire conversation from their end has been racist.
No shit.
That's the one we want, isn't it? That was not in character. But that's the one we want, isn't it?
There are probably many tombs.
It depends on how
out
many
here.
tombs you think are around here, and if this is the scepter that you're being sent to find, or some other scepter. You have very little way of knowing without actually asking her more information or telling her more information.
Mhm.
Because she's playing it off as I have no idea who it belonged to. It's some old cat user dead before these lands were cursed by the gods.
I mean, all they told us is like the name of the scepter, right?
Um,
All the cats told us.
Meow.
The scepter of Meowhotep.
Yeah, that's probably it. Should you lead us there and we emerge from the tomb with the scepter, would you be willing to trade scepter for scepter? Or even not necessarily you, but do you think someone would be negotiable to that?
The plural you.
Yes, the royal you.
Would you be willing to trade scepter for scepter?
Yes. That's the question.
You mean, should we have some other scepter, and this is not the one you seek? Would we be willing to trade you a scepter for a scepter?
So glad I'm not
He's
understanding.
trying to follow your logic.
Well, so like, let's say the one they have is the one we want, but we don't know that yet.
Yeah, well, we seek a particular scepter.
Yes. So if you lead us to this tomb for the 500 gold, and we go in, get that scepter, come out with it, and it turns out that's not the one we want, would you be willing to trade the one we got from that tomb for the one we want?
Um,
She shrugs and says, I'd be willing to trade you for any scepter that I have in my possession.
Ha. Out of character. In character, like I said, we have no idea what's being said. Cecilia didn't get far enough to help to be able
In
to
Draconic, Drusus mutters under his breath, this is why you don't negotiate with brigands.
Sorry, what did you just say?
I said this is why you don't negotiate with brigands.
Anno's going to mutter his affirmative.
Our Lucia's gonna slightly chuckle at that comment.
Do you speak Draconic?
Yes.
Yes. Hello.
Okay, fair enough.
It would be very weird if we didn't. It would be very weird if we didn't.
I'm gonna be honest. I look at your token and I see a duck, so I still don't know what race you are.
We're gold dragon.
Wow.
Fair enough.
We're gold.
So
racist.
That is racist, but yeah.
Okay,
so,
no, okay. So I look at this. And I'm gonna tell you what I see.
No, you're right.
This like head thing that comes out the left is the bill, and the glowing part is the eye.
That's fair. I get it.
Like I got no idea what's going on here. Zoomed in.
But yes, we can absolutely understand you.
Fair enough.
So, Cecilia will remark that Surely for 500 gold, we would know. You would be able to probably give us the name of, at very least, who the tomb is dedicated to, right? Otherwise, it might be best not to. And be on our way to search for our own without being able to. And uh, and save the gold for other tolls that may happen.
Dream, should I be scared? I think you should be scared. I think
Probably
Dream
just
is,
food.
I think Dream is looking for something in particular. Oh. I thought Dream was looking for a duck man.
Hey, called it. It was about food.
And you know.
Like if we follow or they lead us to a tomb, it is 100% a trap.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
probably.
definitely. It is definitely a trap, but Cecilia's trying to get information out of them. Like, she was trying to get the information about the dangers of the tomb and such.
All right, I'm sorry. What was the?
Tell me
Um,
about camel.
I left off at duckboard, so you know.
Okay, so Cecilia was just saying that 500 gold is a bit too much if they to gamble if they don't know the name of the ruler in particular, because it's um client had asked for a very specific scepter of a prominent ruler.
The Orc report of Cecilia says, "What, the cats again?" We already told you we don't deal with cat lovers.
As I said, we're going to head back to the Empire in order to find proper dealings with them, since we don't want to estrange ourselves with.
Our empire's nobility are very uptight about provenance and knowing where things come from, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah, like okay, I'm just trying to think of the argument I was making.
She says, 500 gold is too steep for you?
if you know the name of the particular ruler, then
Do you dream having to make
then
some?
we know we're on the right direction for such a valuable thing to take back to the Empire. We wouldn't want to have to deal with a two-bit ruler's scepter when we can go for the big one that we're looking for.
She snorts and her camel spits on the ground as she moves about in her saddle here. And the camel spit is like hot boiling steam as it hits the ground, leaving a little crater where it was. And she says, "This flea bag was the biggest of the big. Tomb is so big that they built it upside down.
Ah,
Instead of going up, this pyramid goes straight down into the ground."
And do you happen to know his name?
I don't know, Lord Meow Meow or something. Who knows? I don't read cat.
No, that's enough. I'm sure. Um, if I can just discuss it with my group, then uh, we shall come to a decision.
She kind of waves her hand and suddenly signals to dude down here on the ground to go back on his camel, and he does.
So, Cecilia sort of relays the information to the others about the upside down tomb and Lord Meow Meow, and that the information is written in cat over there, supposedly. But they're asking for 500 gold for the location of it.
This is a lively discussion amongst the group.
Look, I am not listening in character. I am not. I am honest. Like in character, I am so not paying attention to any of this right now.
Mhm.
I am very much sidetracked.
And then Cecilia sort of looks at Shield and then Drusus, sort of back to Shield, and like, or we could be on our way. As she kind of says that Drusus, by your command, do it our way.
Yes, we'll be on our way.
Okay.
Good day to you, Marauder folk.
Mhm. So Cecilia sort of nods her head, and it seems we shall seek on foot.
Why did you say that?
Oh, oh,
You weren't
I didn't
supposed to
know.
say that.
Shield
Oh,
gives. Hold on.
Sorry, what was just said?
This
oh, I
orc
didn't know.
here. Shield gives this orc here a dirty look.
No, like what
Yeah, no,
exactly?
we're supposed to leave according to them.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Supposed to.
And Cecilia just said that we're gonna stay in the desert,
Or,
keep fapping about.
I thought they said we paid the toll, so we are allowed in the grounds. But another
No,
I
toll
thought
might
it
the
come
was
the
around.
toll
okay,
is for them to escort us out.
I thought the toll was for them to just not kill you right then and there.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
for them to let us leave.
I thought the toll was for them to pay us and then be on their way, but they can come back and toll us again.
No, that is for them to not kill you.
She shrugs, looks at her companions, and says, "Yes, you may take your leave, but beware of the storms in the desert, for not all are as forgiving as I am."
What was the name of your tribe again?
The tribe of storms, for we ride upon the storm, and all we can.
Ride in the storm out.
Mhm.
And all we
Riders
have
of
storm will give us all that they have, or die. And they all look bored, waiting for you to move or do whatever you're going to do.
So Cecilia starts walking north.
I think the intent was for you to walk west.
No. We'll just follow Cecilia.
I mean, I'm not saying anything in character or in character, but we're just
Exactly.
gonna-
So
right.
we'll just follow her.
All right.
All right, so you're headed off north towards the tomb.
Before like we exit this scene or whatever, do I get a response to what I said in chat, or is that just a no?
What did you say in chat? Because I'm not sure I saw it.
I was wanting to look through, like, because of the whole I have no idea what they're saying that thing, and we're seeing the camels and such with all of stuff we've not seen very much of. You know, our first instinct, we're gonna like we stepped a little closer to I think this one, and we wanted to like we're not gonna do a super big investigation on it, but we're looking to see if there's any if there's any like obvious seams or whatever where it looks like maybe you could take it apart.
Okay, you got a larger picture of the camel in the Discord, and I mean, I'd say other than like a clear cover over some of the clockwork there, it's fairly well exposed. You just have to pop the cover off, and there you go.
Okay.
You've got a camel, clockwork in the camel.
Okay.
Seems to be some combination of clockwork and steam, making it go.
Hi.
Hello. I am now driving.
Hello.
So what happened? Who got killed?
Nobody yet.
Oh boy.
I heard yet.
Yeah, don't worry. Shield, you'll have your moment to be a martyr. So what
So
happened?
after the party leave, after they let us go on our way, we're going to we're gonna look towards Drusus because he didn't because he was obviously listening, and we're gonna ask him what the heck just happened, what that was about.
He's not sure what you mean.
I mean, those negotiations just now. I'm gonna use air quotes. Can you? My apologies. I'm still learning.
Do you mean why I let you the reins?
What?
Wait, sorry.
What's Cecilia?
Oh yeah,
With
well,
the
why I let Fee take the
negotiations?
reins, or
No.
like what?
Sorry.
What?
No.
What?
No, because I didn't say anything.
Yeah, no.
The
Why
issue
are
is-
you asking why I let Fee take the reins, or
No, we're asking. No, we're honest to God asking like what happened during the negotiations and such, and what they wanted,
oh,
because we don't know.
literal question.
Yes, literally.
Well, it started off as an extortion fee, which
Of
we paid.
course.
Which we shouldn't have paid.
Well, Cecilia was was willing to backstab those people and get the money back.
Ah, yes, because you're gonna run into that specific group.
Second.
That's why she was asking Drusus what he wanted to do.
Second was they were asking 5,000 gold for what is probably the scepter we want, and 500 to lead us to a tomb with a different scepter. And instead, we've decided that apparently, from what we gathered, that she was not the boss and not actually in a real position of power. The orcs were saying that we're going to keep walking, and we figure either we'll run into somebody who actually has access to the scepter and is actually willing to negotiate, and we won't tell them we're at the cats this time, or we'll find this other scepter and can trade.
We're gonna give Drusus a blank stare after that, and we're just going to go. Seriously?
What, do you have a better idea of how that should have gone?
No.
Yes.
But I did notice.
Besides violence?
Yeah,
Uh,
besides
Hear me
violence.
out.
What
Well,
new
hear me out.
information?
Bloodshed.
We wouldn't really get any new information if we killed them.
Correct.
We should have won that fight.
Like,
The information we get is how squishy they are.
yeah, and that's kind of why Cecilia was looking to Drusus just to see if he wanted us to fight or not.
I dare say we did get something useful out of that.
You know that there is an underground tomb that goes down.
Oh, that wasn't what I meant.
You know, if Shield keeps being proactive as far as violence is concerned, we should rename him to Sword.
What I am saying is that I believe with the right tool we could possibly disable one of those camels if we could pry it open.
Fireball.
Possibly. It's just a thought.
Smith's, well,
But I
he's
do
proficient in Smith's tools.
but I do think that disabling the camels rather than trying to destroy them is a better course of action. Is all. And that's why I was asking, by the way, because that's what we were trying to do.
Cecilia has a thieves kit, or thieves tools.
I mean, if you really think about it, our tools can be whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah. Well, like you usually you disarm traps using thieves tools. So like, manipulating a mechanical beast. It could possibly be done. Though, like, that's way more complex than probably Cecilia ever anticipated.
I didn't. I admit I wasn't realizing. Right. I'm sorry. I didn't think about that.
No, if you told me that you were looking to see if you could disable it in some way, yes, you probably could if you had some time or tools to specifically try to, or like anything with legs, you could trip
I mean,
it.
we weren't trying to do it right this minute. It's just something.
Yeah.
It was for the future, possibly. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're an experienced artificer. You could pop a gear out here or there that would.
Yep, that's what we were trying to do. We were looking for a way to open it up so we can do that. That was the idea. Not actually like doing it in the moment, but like for the future was all. I'm sorry. I guess I should have been more clear.
If you just are you looking to pop the cover off? Yeah, you could pop the cover off if there weren't orcs riding them that are going to try and take your head off as soon as you do.
Well, I mean,
Or they
knocking
could
them off.
try.
Well, it's a thought.
It's like dealing with a biker gang. If you walk up and start messing with their motorcycle, they're probably going to take offense to that.
Well, sometimes you might not get a choice.
Well, there's your in, Shield.
All right. So is there any more discussion here, or are we just heading up north trying to find the two?
Heading up north.
All right. You guys turn towards the north, walk away from them. And after a couple minutes of watching you walk away to the north,
They're gonna stop us and be like, "Yo, what the hell?"
they
The exit
come
south, right?
right past you, headed north.
What a
Four
dog.
are on the horizon and then out of sight.
Okay.
I was about to say, question: could I use my grappling hook to rope around one of the camels' necks?
Are you trying to provoke combat while they're trying to ride past?
No, I guess not.
I mean, if you are, I can go right back over to the other map and we can have combat.
Like, Cecilia's totally okay with combat.
Yeah, but that's 2 out of 8.
Cecilia would like her 70 gold pieces back.
I would not be opposed to. I would not. I mean,
You know what?
unfortunately, with how difficult it would be to actually knock. That's annoying.
I mean, the only comment I'm going to make on that regard is if you are hell bent on provoking combat, there's nothing we can say to stop you.
No, I guess I'm not hell-bent on it.
But there goes Cecilia's wine funds. That's totally
Personally,
okay.
I wouldn't have paid.
Neither would a shield.
Shield. I mean, we know what Shield wanted.
Well,
Exactly.
Cecilia has really no qualms about paying the extortion fee if it gives her valuable information, and we got information.
Note to self: Cecilia's loosey goosey with her gold.
It would be
She
very
doesn't need to
useful
buy.
information to Khajiit.
God, yes,
I
it
mean,
would be.
I mean, she doesn't need to buy weapons. She doesn't need to buy armor. She would only be really saving it up to buy like some magic items, which
I
hers
mean,
would probably be the alchemist jar for infinite wine.
I don't know. I think she wants to spend that money on rich people.
All right, so they're heading back to whichever direction they came from, and we are striking out towards the northish.
They headed north
You
past
headed
us.
north. They have passed you, headed north. Their tracks are clear as day in the sand.
Uh, can Cecilia see a storm to the north or anything?
No, no storm to the north.
Okay.
You wanting to follow them, or are you just going to make your own way north and see what you can do?
And ours for a little column A, little column B.
Say we follow them.
Yeah, why not see if we can pick up their tracks?
Are they headed? I guess not. I mean, they wouldn't be headed true north.
Well, they were headed north past you.
Oh, okay.
So you follow their track for several miles, and they do turn here and there. One point, it leads you to a small oasis within the desert. It's probably a good place to rest if you wanted to have a meal.
Yep. Top up waters.
Detract a ration.
Okie dokie.
And it's coming towards evening as you continue following their tracks, unless you tell me otherwise.
I mean, I'm assuming that if they stop, that if they go a different direction, the party's going to want to go north still,
And
and
see,
not
you see
completely follow them.
a strange shaped building in the sand, about 3 stories high. Appears to be sticking out, but it appears to narrow as it goes down towards the sand, with a very flat top.
Oh, we found it.
Possibly, you don't know.
Well, it's the one that she was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Are the camels around?
It does appear that there is some encampment near it that your trail leads you to. And you can spy from a little ways away. You can see the camels tied up near it in a makeshift shelter, as well as several tents outside. And you see a couple orcs moving to and fro near the camels and near the tents. The surface of the pyramid appears to be fairly smooth from this distance, however. Allow me to rearrange things here.
Now would be a good time to attack. They're all settled down.
Is there more? How many camels can Cecilia sort of count? Like the shapes of them? Or there's like many more people here than there was that were following us.
In this little shelter, you see somewhere around 20.
Okay, maybe it's not such a good idea to attack.
That's not transparent. How does that work?
An ambush would not be a terrible idea.
Yeah, but if there's 20 of them, that might be a bit bigger than even.
Well, there's 8 of
two
us.
Yeah,
We
shield
can-
can take them.
We can wait and see if they leave again. Too.
So, what are we doing?
We can ambush. We can wait. We can. I'm really good doing anything.
I don't think the ambush is a good idea. I think if we were going to ambush them, we should have done it by now.
Send our thieves to get our gold back. What?
If you want to do that, I don't care. Okay, I would care if you can somehow find, in addition to the gold, like the key to a camel.
Or more gold than we gave them.
If we do send send our thieves in, the Cecilia does still have blessing of the trickster. they want to scout out.
Sure. If you guys want me to do that, I'll go do that.
That sounds like an idea.
Sure. Sounds like a good idea.
Felix.
A saint, Eustace, help you fulfill your role.
Okay.
I was just mentioning it's an option. Whether or not you guys want to do it's entirely up to you.
I don't know. I'm very much for a plan if they want to try and steal the gold back and possibly a camel key, then we could do that. Although I don't know if we'd know about camel keys, or even if there are camel keys. Look, it would be really cool, but I'm not expecting.
It's like playing Dragon Age all over again.
Okay.
I'm just making fun of the fact that we're reusing the map. To be honest, I would too.
We're using the map the easy way. I've expanded.
Oh yeah, it is. Dragon Age was so bad with doing that though.
It's a fun game, though.
And I mean, for outdoor environments, they all look pretty much the same.
I mean, desert here is the same as the desert over there. I understand.
I like Certos just hanging back there.
You got the pyramid over here. You got the camels lined up near it. You got some orcs moving around and a little bit of encampment around.
Cat, it's only 7.
But you don't see any like entrance into the pyramid from here.
How many do these tents hold?
You have no idea. There could be 4 orcs at each tent. There could be 7. Who knows?
I mean, never mind. I don't think we'd be close enough to accurately count how many camels there are.
There are 20. I counted.
Okay, but would we be able to tell that in character?
Cecilia found out that there were 20.
You find 20. You find 20 pairs of shoes.
That
Well,
person
unless
must have
they're-
so many
they're-
feet.
They're big.
Unless
How far are you away here? I mean, even if it's evening, most of you have dark vision, right?
No.
I don't.
No? Oh.
Shield does not.
no,
Cecilia does.
I mean, they're 200 feet away. You tell me if that's close enough to count or not.
So probably not. Actually, maybe.
well, it also depends on if they're lit or not.
Like I said, it's still evening. It's not like sun hasn't gone down yet. It's just rapidly approaching that way. What do you guys want to do here?
Well,
Cecilia
going
gives
head
the,
on is probably not wise. which is why that's probably what people are going to want to do.
Cecilia gives the blessing of the trickster to Felix.
I wouldn't have done that until night.
Oh, okay. Well, I can cast it at any time.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, if you want me to do that, we're doing it during the night. We're not doing it in the evening.
that's okay. Shall we wait for night then?
What exactly is your plan here?
It sounds like the party wants the thieves to go investigate at night to go steal money back.
When the night falls, we snoop around and do Snoopy-based things.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Well, after the camels are all secured, see them go into tents.
We really should come up with some sort of message system in case you need help in somehow, or you
Yeah.
need to let us know something.
Do me a favor.
I'll set a tent on fire.
Can somebody pull up my character sheet?
Okay.
Wow.
I'll pull it up. Okay, I got it up.
Great. What's my proficiency?
In stealth?
No. My proficiency bonus.
Probably
Oh.
2.
2. All right.
Probably.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now
Big-
go down to my features and traits for me,
Okay.
and look at psychic whispers.
Okay. Let me just see.
the beacons are lit. Felix calls for aid.
Pretty much.
Cat, what are you doing?
And shield will answer.
Can I get
And
someone
my
else
bow.
to answer? I'm kidding.
I'm not seeing psychic whispers here.
Called something else, maybe?
Should be there. Is it under psionic training
Oh,
or
here.
anything?
Here
Yeah,
it is. Psychic whispers. You can establish telepathic communication between yourself and others, perfect for quiet infiltration. As an action, choose one or more creatures you can see up to a number equal to your proficiency bonus, and then roll 1 psionic energy die.
should be a
Right.
D8. So I would just pick like Felix and Drusus. So I can only
It's a
pick 2.
It's a D6. You
Is
don't
it?
get you don't get D8 till 5th level.
Okay. I think that's the number of hours it's lasts though.
It is, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I want to use that right before we start infiltrating, and I'll target Felix and Drusus, so I can keep communication with Felix, and Felix can keep communication with me and Drusus without having to say anything.
And it's for 4 hours.
Cool. I do that when we start infiltrating.
Okay. Um.
Okay.
That way, Drusus can relay any information to the party, and we don't have to talk and give us away. Fuck yeah. I love psychic powers.
At the very bottom, the first time you use this power after each long rest, you don't expend the psionic energy die.
Correct. That's what I love about it more. I can do it again.
Well, all other times you use it, you have to expend the die.
Yeah, but I'm saying I can use it once for free.
Once per day, yeah.
Yep. Love me some psychic powers.
Okay. So I think we got the plan.
Yes, slipshot as it is.
Yeah.
Okay,
It is
so
not the worst plan I've
you're,
ever seen.
you're doing psychic whispers between each other, and the sun is going down. It's getting very dark, very cold. And other than an occasional orc who comes out of a tent, marches, looks around, goes back in, keeping watch. There's not much happening out here. You hear sounds and talking and drinking and things of that nature coming from the tents, but not too much in particular. So, what are Felix and the Blob doing?
Well, make our way over to the tents.
Yeah.
I guess that's when you can give me blessing of the trickster.
Okay. Yep. I'll give you advantage,
Boy. Let's see if
and
my
that's
roll.
for Gleb Gleb.
Okay. Let's see if my rolls are bad.
Even money.
Nice.
You slip into the shadows along the side. And approach closer to the tents. What exactly are you looking for out here in the tents?
Well, when I get to a tent, I'll try to peek inside, just, see if everyone's asleep inside or if some are awake and what's going on. And then from there, actually go in and just see, like,
I mean, it's still early in the night. They're inside their tents. They're drinking. They're celebrating. But there's not too many orcs out here. They're relaxing from the hardships of the day, as it were.
okay.
But they are not currently asleep. But you can see the numbers that are in each tent, more or less,
Okay.
and lined up again against the pyramid, under a little shelter to keep it out of the sun and saying too much. Are the 20 camels.
Do I see the gnome, like, out and about anywhere?
You don't see a single gnome out here in these tents.
Okay. And about how many do I kind of spy in the tents? Like the full 20 that are here?
No, inside the tents you spy only about 7.
Okay.
Interesting. Of course, I don't know that. You know what I mean?
Nope, neither do I. They're probably inside the structure.
Mhm. A bit of a dungeon crawl. Slight one.
Well, if the blob is with me, I will. Well, I'll at least relay that to him psychically, and then he can tell everyone else.
All right. Well, everybody else knows now that there are 7 in the tents.
Yes.
Yay,
Uh,
psychic powers.
So what do you guys want to do here?
I mean, as far as I know, like the thieves are still going, so I'm just gonna let them do things.
Well, no, Drusus knows, so
Yeah, so it's up to him. Or, yeah.
Yeah.
So between those three, then what the plan of attack is.
like if Drusus mentions it, like Cecilia would
Yeah,
like,
he would.
shall we go surprise these guys then?
The rest are probably inside. So.
Mhm.
And I have the feeling that if they were to hear, then they would come running. And even with all of us, I doubt that that would go well if they had the Campbell's support anyway.
I mean, what you do here is up to you guys.
I will move over to this tent and kind of wait until the guy in here dozes off, and then I'll snoop around and just see what he's got in here.
You find yourself waiting about 3 hours. He's not ready to go to sleep real quick.
Of course.
Everybody else find waiting these 3 hours as well?
Yep.
I guess so.
Alright, give me a moment. Work perception isn't great, but there's one patrolling every so often.
Somebody's perception definitely isn't great.
They're orcs. Perception is not their strong suit. One moment.
Ugh.
Alright, so you are not spotted in all of this. Now that he's dozed off, what is Felix trying to do?
I'm at least going to check like the entrance of the tent to be sure there's no like some type of like alarm system. If I go through, nothing will make a lot of noise and wake him up. And if
It's
there,
not really.
okay, then I'll go inside the tent and just kind of snoop around his stuff, see what he got.
You no longer have advantage on stealth as well.
I
Oh yeah,
figured.
that was only 1 hour.
Oh, that's fine, unless he needs to remake a stealth check.
Yeah, he rolled 21 anyway, so.
Yeah.
Alright, so you go in, you start pawing around at his stuff. You find some tools like wrenches and hammers and things of that nature. as well as some like a box full of gears in the tent. Other than that, you don't find too much, other than some strange looking things that you've never seen before. One of which looks like a trap that you had seen one of them used before. It has it's like a little bear trap, but it's on a chain and can be thrown and fly. You're not sure how it works exactly. Other than that, it's fairly modest setup: a bed, some rugs. It's orc clothes. Some of which are kind of oily, some oily rags in the corner, that sort of thing.
Okay. I would essentially, leave that tent and then kind of, move to the next one and kind of do the same thing through all the remaining tents.
No.
Avoiding with the guy who's on watch.
Yeah, I would try to avoid if someone's on watch kind of comes out, I would try to avoid them.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you don't find much different in each of the other tents other than one that has a nice dog-eared copy of Zen and the Art of Camel Maintenance in Undercommon.
I will take that. That is mine now.
Arisha,
yes, the thing I can't read.
No, but now I was going to say you now have another reason to read Undercommon.
I mean, I was trying to, we're working on that eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of.
Nothing else. It has helpful diagrams.
In the meantime, somebody can read it to you like a bedtime story.
Mm-hmm.
Hooray. Okay, that's kind of adorable now.
Cecilia will read it to you.
Oh yeah. There you go. We can
translating it to common.
Clearly, we can use that to accelerate us learning it somehow. It's like, oh, this makes sense.
Right, maybe the Thieves Guild wants mecha camels,
You're probably right. No, you're right. That makes sense.
Reading a bedtime story. Insert compensator into Jive Shaft.
Ha.
But if that's all I find, then I'll head back to the group.
Yeah, not a whole lot in the way of possessions in here.
Yeah, I was maybe hoping that someone would get lucky and that the one who took the gold was there, so I could take it back. But I kind of figured they weren't gonna be.
It seems that they have a base of operations inside.
But yeah, I will also give, Lucia the book.
Yeah, you get the sense that this is kind of the guard and the maintenance crew for the camels.
Are you actually giving? What are you actually doing with the book? I missed
Yeah.
that part.
Giving it to you.
Oh,
Yes.
you are actually giving it to me?
Yeah, I'll tell you, hey, I couldn't find camel keys, but I found this instead.
Camel keys, what a name.
Useful.
You assume the camels have keys.
We don't know that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know nothing.
Well, the book should probably be easy enough for an orc to understand. So, Cecilia might be able to help Larisha point out what to do.
I assume I was with Felix all the time. I didn't do my own scouting.
Yeah, you rolled the same, and
Up, so you did not. No. And I mean the Orogs have intelligence of 12, so they're not too bad off. Regular
that's
work
part of
7. So I mean, I think they could. Neither of them are going to be inventing the camel, but they're able to understand a diagram and put the gear in the right place.
Right.
So Cecilia with
But there's still the language barrier, so.
yeah, Cecilia will be able to help. So her her intellect is flat.
I mean, all you have to do is act as a translator in this case.
Yep.
So. But of course, that's assuming we can actually read the damn thing, which we can't right now because it's dark. I could light it up, but we're also busy with other things right now. This is very
Cecilia has
late
dark
in the
vision.
day. Ah,
And
yes.
Still can't read in the dark.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you can't make out details like that.
and our scribbling in his book, he's got some sort of light on the page.
So what shall we do now?
Well,
Cast
Pardon?
light on the tinderbox he has.
Well, do we attack?
I will
There-
wish best of luck. Whatever you do, let me know.
Have a good night.
Out of
Right.
character, if we are going to attack, we should probably not do that tonight. Out of character, if we decide to attack, then that should probably be the end of the session, let's be honest here.
I think we can take down these guys if most are sleeping and there's only one actively watching.
Ah, yes, because the others won't wake up when they hear screams.
Sleep.
Okay.
Like specifically targeting the
So you intend to sleep the
Sentry.
guard and then have us go just past them?
I mean, that's one option.
I mean, I assume that's what you were saying, wasn't it?
Let's attack.
Even still, the noise would probably alert the ones inside. I don't think that a direct attack is wise.
Nobody ever accused Shield of being wise.
I mean,
They have a -1 in wisdom.
Yeah, I know.
I
The
mean,
orcs are more wise than you.
if you guys want to go for a direct attack, that is up to you. Did my internet die?
No one's just talking.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
If
I
we're
don't
gonna
know.
do anything, I mean, there's gonna be more on the inside than on the outside. But
I
if
have
it's
having food in my mouth while you guys talk, so
all right.
Yeah.
But if you do want to break in and such, it is probably wise to sleep the ones on the outside and try and like make sure that the ones on the inside can't alert the ones on the inside. If that makes sense.
Idea.
Go ahead.
Scare the camels.
They're mechanical.
The camels are powered down, I assume. I don't think they're autonomous, is the point.
I mean, the one spit earlier.
they
But
do
the
not
guy
seem to be moving at the moment.
But the guy was writing. They're not autonomous. Is the point. Hello?
Ride
Huh?
a camel.
Yes, that's what I wanted to do. But even
Yes.
then, one camel stealing it, one, that's not going to be able to fit inside. Two, how are you going to be able to get to it? Or how am I going to be able to get to it?
You know, I almost did take silence, and now I'm kind of regretting it.
I mean, unless one of the thieves wants to go steal the camel. But even then, that's definitely going to wake up everyone there.
Yeah, mule. Yeah.
So if we had to pick something, I definitely propose trying to break or trying to get inside, like, or putting the vanguard to sleep and
Mhm.
getting inside.
But then if we make a ruckus inside, then we'd be pincered on both sides.
This is true. On the other hand, how are you going? Or they're not going to. It's going to be a lot harder to hear commotion inside the pyramid than outside of it.
Well, they're not likely going to hear from outside here if we play our cards right.
It's true.
The entrance does not face this way. And most are asleep out here.
I mean, if the entrance doesn't face that way, then we could just go around. Unless you wanted to like deal with them. Well, here's my. Damn it, that's disappointing. Because I was realizing if we had 7 sets of the handcuffs ready, we could totally just do that and just go. I don't think that's gonna work the way I want it to though.
They'd still call out.
Well, you
Wait,
know,
what were you thinking?
handcuff them all so they can't help. They can't do anything.
Okay, you don't need just
I was
handcuffs for
kidding.
that.
I was kidding. It was a joke.
No. What I'm saying is I've got 50 feet of rope.
That is true. Well, they'd also say something. I don't think you'd be able to be discreet if you're tying them up with rope.
Well, that's why you start with a gag.
True.
Also, don't we have a big thing of sailcloth?
We do.
We could cut that into strips for gags.
We could also
Cecilia looks offended. They probably have perfectly fine gear inside that we can cut into strips.
Why aren't we
Eh,
killing them?
I'm okay with killing them.
I want to kill them.
Yeah,
I'm okay with. I mean, the issue is if we were to kill them, that means we would not get a chance to rest before the next set.
well, it's a
That's-
dungeon crawl. We're starting a dungeon crawl at this point if we go in.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm not sure we have a chance to rest to begin with,
Mhm.
considering we're on a ridge overlooking the enemy encampment in the middle of a desert.
Well, you know. Look,
Like-
I've never had good ideas, so
We haven't
mean-
used any spell slots or anything.
it's true.
Like, we're all rested up and everything.
True.
So it's kind of the best time right now is to go in now.
I mean, definitely was not opposed to going in, but the question is, do we even want? Do we take the guys out now somehow? Like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Detain.
Detain them while we have the chance, or just ignore them. I think that's the plan. I think that's what we're trying to decide right
Shield is absolute garbage at stealth, so
now. Yo, Sam. I'm pretty sure Lucia and Shield are equally bad at stealth. Actually, Lucia might be worse now that I think about it.
I've got a
Possibly.
+1, but I do have disadvantage thanks
So
to
we're
my armor.
so we're equally bad.
Disadvantage kind of trumps that.
+1 disadvantage, so we're equally bad.
Aha, you both got disadvantage. Heavy armor for the win.
That's what I mean. We are equally bad.
Yeah, but my heavy
So-
armor has saved me.
So, so in that case, if we're drawing people out, then we might as well just go in and fight these guys. If
Yes.
the armor is going to cause issues like that.
I mean, you wouldn't stealth if you're just going around them. Because the entrance isn't on this side at all. You just go
Mhm.
around them. Right?
So there's the potential that they won't hear us if we take out the ones on this side.
Alternate idea. We don't know if there's another camp on the other side. We've been assuming that they're all on the inside. There might just be another camp on a different side. So another plan is to capture these guys somehow so they don't say anything, and then somehow steal and learn how to use the camels in about 2 seconds to go deal with the rest of them.
$18 minutes.
Is that how
Look,
long we've been debating this?
I've been trying to offer suggestions. I really have been.
You have.
No, 18 minutes. Well, we've been discussing for a while, but 18 minutes until top of the hour.
Yeah.
So I
we're
think
not doing anything tonight.
No, I think we
Oh,
can
no.
deal with this group tonight in 18 minutes. Just
I don't think so.
If we have a
I-
course of action, we can deal with this group and then leave the rest for next session. Whatever happens.
Or we can call it here, and you guys can debate this for the next week.
Yeah, or we can do that.
You look. You and I both know that's not what's going to happen. You and I both know there's not going to be any discussion at all over it.
I mean, there could be. We
There
could
won't be.
surprise you
There won't
and
be.
ourselves.
There won't be. We all know.
Let us live in the fantasy.
There's. I mean, yeah. I mean, that is what we're doing right now. But on the other hand, it's like there will not be any debates, and we all know that.
I mean, yeah, like next week we're gonna have to restart this whole discussion and everything.
So it's better to either have a set plan now, or just. I think it's best to have a set plan locked in, so we can all just put it into action next time.
Fair enough.
Because I don't think we're gonna have time for a full thing tonight. I really don't.
Oh, this will be a few fights.
Yes. So I think it's better to do that next time, and just have a plan set now.
I have a plan. Attack.
Yes, that's been your plan every single time.
Yes, it is. How
So-
large is the base of the pyramid? Can we tell? Well, base of the structure. I don't know if it's a pyramid.
It's an anti-pyramid.
It could be
How
another
Legally
vessel.
distinct pyramid.
Is the base of the pyramid. What is going on here? Sorry, my Discord's being a little weird. There we go. How large is the base of the pyramid? It's about, I think I said 2 stories high, sticking out of the ground.
You said 3 stories.
3 stories high, sticking up out of the ground, with sand, going down into the sand at its base, and like where it meets the ground is fairly level, but it all comes narrowing down to that point. But it's like if you think of like the pyramid, it's like the first 2 or 3 stories of the pyramid versus the entire however big the pyramid is.
I don't think that's what they meant. I don't think that's what they meant.
You
What's
mean
the length and width of the base that we can have access to?
Well, so we can look
Yeah.
around.
Yeah, 30 feet tall is great, but are we looking about 10 feet wide as it tapers down, or are we looking 25 feet wide?
You're looking for like how long is each side of the pyramid?
Yes.
At the bottom, yes, as opposed to top 2, I suppose, but yeah.
If we were to, I'm guessing if we were to look around the pyramid, actually, to see if there was another base, like if we can easily see if there was another encampment or anything.
Or how long it would take to walk around it, yes.
The square at where it meets the ground is about 500 feet by 500 feet.
Oh, that answers that. So that's a not easily.
And above that is, of course, bigger, but
Oh, good.
because pyramid. Gotta get bigger.
Gotta go fast.
So, hang on. I'm
That
trying to remember what we were told about this thing because I have a hunch.
scoliosis.
Not enough, clearly.
Well,
We haven't learned to ask more questions.
I know that. Nope, it did not. Okay, I don't think we said anything. I don't think we learned anything about that. So, okay, fair enough.
What are you asking?
I was wondering if we heard anything about where this thing is supposed to be at all. About where we're supposed to find it in, because I have a hunch that this is the wrong place. Is my thought. But of course, we don't know that, and we didn't think to ask questions, so we wouldn't know.
Well, they didn't know either.
Right. I was trying to remember if what we did here made sense.
Based on your map, you're in about the right location. But that right location, as has been pointed out, is 5 miles on a side.
Hmm?
So
Yeah,
We
Cecilia
are
was
within the radius.
like we have comprehend languages, so we can see who the tomb this is dedicated to. You know if this is the right tomb. Once we
hard to do from the outside.
yeah, that's hard to do from the outside. That's why we should get in. We should deal with like the ones on the outside and get inside and do all that to see. But yeah, we can't really do it at this point. The comprehend languages, but
I wonder, should Anar go on top of the structure and then he can sit there and kind of walk around the edge and look down to
I don't-
see?
Can Anar fly up that high?
Anar has wings. It's not like he's going into the stratosphere.
Still big.
3 stories up. It's not that high.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
it's
30
only
feet
3
up.
stories? Oh. Okay.
I mean, arguably, what would be the ceiling on a flying creature? 500 feet? 1,000?
I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. All right.
I don't know. Where's the air get too thin to hold you?
I mean, I'm pretty light by myself, so
10,000 feet's where it starts getting hard to breathe. So
the Griffin Vulture has been spotted at flying at 37,000 feet, so
a hummingbird is known to fly at 500 feet.
I mean, it's safe to say that, one could probably fly 5,000 feet up without too much of an issue. I mean, Cheyenne, Denver, they're 5,000 feet up walking around, so.
yeah. No, that's why I said like 10,000 feet up is where you start having trouble breathing. And even then,
so
like World War I pilots went up there without oxygen. So
it is safe to say that before we start doing con checks and things like that, 10,000 feet's probably decent.
yeah. 12,000 feet's where you start having real problems with hypoxia and you're probably going to pass out.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's if you don't acclimate yourself first. And if you acclimate yourself, you can stay up there longer. But
Especially concerning the warmth.
yeah. But like even World War One, it was don't cross the front at under 10,000 feet. So
Yeah. The end result is height generally isn't going to be too much of an issue.
no. The only thing that's an issue is once you're up there, if something knocks you prone.
True, exactly, which is why he's got Featherfall.
Anyway.
Did
So
we ever
no, I mean,
figure out what the plan was, or was it throw Anar at it? I
if
think that
NR wants to fly up there and walk around, you can, and you're going to note that it is surprisingly free of sand. For a flat surface, it is very surprisingly free of sand.
We will make a note of that when we come back to the group. But yeah, basically, he's just going to go around the perimeter and see if there's additional groups and or see where the entrance actually is.
I don't know how you're gonna do that from the top, which is wider than everything else.
Oh, looking down.
It's wider than everything else.
Yeah, but it's only 30 feet. I mean, yeah, poke your head around, you can see straight through.
Okay.
How's your dark vision?
That's why he's got a light.
Is your light okay?
40 feet is dim light.
My concern is, isn't this other encampment going to see that?
That is a possibility, but one, it'll be from above. So, I mean, it could be something like moonlight in that regard. Two is it's not going to be out all the time and in full view of them going on there. So he will have it covered. It'll be a small object that he can conceal in his hand, for example.
Well, stealth with disadvantage because you're lighting up either way. It's certain points. And give me a perception roll while you're up
Do you
there.
want a blessing of the trickster?
That would help.
Okay.
That to cancel his disadvantage?
Yep.
All
And you
right.
said regular perception?
Regular perception.
I'm not doing good at this at all. He hasn't had very much training in this. He's not 100% sure. Unless there's a huge camp that I only need a DC 5 on.
Well, what you don't see is any other encampment outside of the pyramid. What you also don't see is any kind of entrance.
Oh, good.
When he comes back to the group, he'll relay that information and just say it's too dark at this point.
It's not to say that somebody with better perception and going around the edge of it might not find it, but with a 7 from above and it being dim light by the time it hits the ground, basically, you're not seeing anything really.
Yeah.
So if we
That's
were to
fine.
find an entrance, we would have to do so ourselves.
Yeah. He tried, but it was too dark. So
that
yeah.
brings us to the other question then. What should we do with this?
Because we know there's 13 other people or 13 others somewhere around here.
Potentially.
Or more.
You know that there are potentially 13 others around here, or more.
Because there's
I mean,
7 here. There's
it could be-
20.
They could be doubled up.
Yeah,
The only
but I
reason
was
we're
going
assuming
on.
it's 1-to-1 is because what we saw was 1-to-1. There may or may not be anywhere from 30 to 50 other people there.
Are
And
you
that might
suggesting they hot camel?
I mean, if they want to. Who are we to judge?
I bet you guys think about it and figure it out for next week because it's 9:56.
Okay, so question. So I can use this to repair multiple breaks, right? Yeah, I can.
Oh, you gonna repair the
This is a
silk
single break.
No, but
I mean, it's
but
also
like
a cantrip, so you can just do it multiple times.
yeah, like
Yes, but
slowly over time.
it's cast. You can do that to you repair a single break or tear in an object.
Yeah, not all of them, but just like one at a time, over time.
Yep,
I would
it's
assume so.
quite a bit of time.
It's a
Okay.
cantrip, isn't it?
Yep.
It's
So
Yeah,
like,
cantrip.
is it? Yep.
And it cantrip.
Oh, it's not. Oh, it is a cantrip. Yeah,
Right.
so
Yeah. 1 minute casting time, cantrip. Yeah, you could do it so long as you've got the time
and
and
I
the
mean,
ability.
Cecilia had a lot of time while the thieves were poking, or while the thieves were poking on the camp.
So long as the break isn't more than a foot in diameter or a foot in any dimension, it says.
so she could technically like fold it up. To shrink it.
On the sail? Technically, yes, but at the same time, if you're looking at a rip that it is itself,
Mhm.
Yeah, if the rip itself is more than a foot, you probably won't be able to cheese it that way.
Well, then she can just tear it so that it's like 2 rips, and then repair.
I don't think that's how that works.
So like if the tear is 2 feet long, you can tear it at 1 foot and then repair the 1 foot.
So, what are you
I don't
trying
know.
to do with this? You're trying to like fully restore the sail.
Well, restore it as best as she can.
I mean, because
Never.
it's still going to be a tattered part of a sail because you have pieces of it that are completely missing. I mean, you can repair a tear or a break. You can't repair.
Giant holes
The
and
sail
such.
doesn't say like if you have half a sail here or 3/4 of a sail here, it's not going to give you the other quarter that's still hanging from the ship somewhere.
Yeah, I know. Yep.
But everybody needs a hobby.
So I mean, it'll have no rips or tears in it for what you've got here, but that's about what you can do with it.
Are we done here?
I think we're done.
I believe so.
Yeah, I think we're done.
Okay, I'll see y'all later.
See you.
All right, take care.
Thank you.
Okay.
So no combat tonight.
Oh, that's okay.
Cecilia negotiated. and dealt with brigands.
Indeed, rather deftly.
Well, you dealt with them.
All right. Unless there's anything else, I'm probably gonna hop off myself. I want to get some laundry taken care of and such, and I want to get started with this other thing that I want to do tonight and such. If we don't have anything else to do here,
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it at least.
all right. I'll see y'all.
So far, so good.
I'll
Yeah.
see y'all next time next week.
Goodbye. Good
Yeah.
night.
See you.
Good night.